London town. So I thought I'd bring us there. This is London. London town. Or Southport. Sunderland. Oh shit. Sorry. Sunderland. Look at me breaking news. Look at me breaking news.
Let's go!
I don't even know what I look like. Let's turn it down just a little tiny bit. Just a little tiny bit. Just a little tiny bit. It's a peach top. I thought someone was in boxers. Oh yeah, no, I know, right? So this is Sunderland in England. I don't know if that's part of London or not, but you know, somebody does. Anyway, they're mad about the stabbing of children in Southport, which was an incredibly horrible tragedy. And these folks are convinced that it is because of immigration that it is because of immigrants that they have that this crime happened. So these folks that are protesting, one of their spokespeople, Tommy Robinson, who is a pretty big bigot in the UK. Hi, Lisa. So these folks think that England should be white. They do not believe in immigration. It's a funny mishmash of people. But the theme is that it's xenophobe, it's anti-immigrant. They want England back or something, you know, it's kind of like MAGA but British. Nationalism, white nationalism, populism, whatever name-ism you want to give it, racism. And so they've been marching. And yeah, this guy is.
I think these are about to get kettled in.
So they've been kettled. Brexit, yeah, it's the same Nigel Farage people, you know those people. Yeah, Nigel is a big part of this. Here, I'll cover it.
We might be getting kettled in here, mate. We've got a
you are being kettled because that's what happens. Yes,
watch your back,
right-wing nut jobs. Thank you, Oren. That's it. It's just they just have fancier accents. That's all. And they're at City Hall, I guess, in Sunderland. So
absolutely madness. Sunderland is off. Absolutely popping.
I think that's as good as that's the quality. I am not going to show you their chat because it is horrible. Oh, here the cops are moving in. So this is in England, the UK. Sunderland. The kid that, yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, it's a bad situation. So these are MAGAs that have been whipped up to a frenzy. And yeah, so I thought we'd watch it.
We've got a set moving in.
Chat.
They're going to get kettled in. John! Hey, come in! I'm not getting kettled in, I'm a fuck. I'm not getting kettled in, I'm a fuck.
No, you're gonna get kettled in, son. That's gonna
no
happen.
fucking chance. kettled in and you get snatched.
Well, how'd you
I've
get
seen
out
the
of there?
tactics. They kettle you in, then they do snatch and grabs.
Snatch and grabs. I suppose they're going to fix this. I mean, this has been happening over the last few days in different parts of the town. Hey, hey, hey.
I'm glad I seen that, so I wasn't locked in the middle of there.
So they're arresting, it looks like, people who are protesting. Oh, very much Margaret Thatcher types. Really good point. Real Margaret Thatchers. Lots of pub boys, you know, they've been to the local and they had a few many pints. They've had a few too many pints. Ooh, ouch. Oh shit. People say we won't be around. Yeah, I'd move back too. They're throwing things now. Somebody's gonna get pepper sprayed. Yeah. Pepper spray. I'm going to have that song stuck in the well. Whose fault is that? It's not mine.
Where?
So you just have to rewrite it in your head. Just rearrange it. Make it a ballad. Then it'll go away.
Oh, here we go. She's not moving. She's not fucking moving.
Oh no. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. Let's turn it down so your ears don't go crazy. Uh-oh. Lisa, is this live? It is live. Yeah, actually, it is live. Well, I mean, it says it's live. I don't know. I guess not. Given the afternoon, I don't know. That was Sunderland protest. We're waiting for the thing to start. But he's live. Yeah, he's live. I mean, maybe he's just showing it over and over again, but I don't know. Generally, I'm not in favor, but I'll make an exception. Hello, Charlie. Hello. Hello. Mr. Chiswick. Well, how are you, sir? How are you, doll? In general, I'm not in favor of the... No, I think it is. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The public eye. It happened at some time. Charlie's in the house. Everybody behave yourselves, cause here comes Charlie Cheswick. Yeah. Uh-oh, horses. Horses. Well, I don't know when this trial's gonna start. Hello, we're waiting for Tina Peters. Hello. Let me see if it says a date. Started streaming 80 minutes ago. I think this is live, kids. I think this is live. 8, 12. It's 8 o'clock at night. It's still light at 8 o'clock at night, right? Probably is early evening, right? I like this. LOL. Let's guess. Let's guess if this is. Guess if this is live. Did it happen? Maybe it didn't even happen. Maybe this isn't real. Maybe this is AI. This might not actually be happening. You never know. It could happen.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Getting a bit mental again.
Everyone's getting mental again. What happened? Okay, everybody be quiet. What happened? What happened? Why doesn't your camera work, sir? Why does your phone work? You're in the middle of a city, for crying out loud. No, 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 no. Tommy safely tucked away in a different country. Yeah, Tommy Robinson. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. It's 6:30 there? I don't even know what time it is. I don't even know what day it is. Living life. I listen to your show. I know. And Charlie and Al are pretty funny. I wonder if British cops carry guns nowadays. No, it looks like they carry those sticks. Looks like they carry those the clubs, you know, where they hit people with the clubs, because this guy just hit somebody in the leg with a club. So I think they only have clubs and shields. Little machine, little clubby clubs. But they've been hitting cars and shit. These protesters, they're like hitting cars and shit. They're getting rowdy. That guy in the gray, he's rowdy. There's another guy in blue. That guy in the blue with the black balaclava is really, he's like a little violent. These fuckers are violent.
This is definitely a full-scale fucking riot situation now, like.
It's in England. It's in Sunderland. Is that part of London? I don't even know, to be honest with you. Or is that another town in England? They're at the City Hall in Sunderland. Hey, Black Bear. Oh, my God. Look at all you folks coming in here. I know. It's all a good time. Yeah, you know. He's running. I hope he doesn't mind us stream sniping. British horses are violent. Are they really? Oh, that's right. They bite people. That's right. I forgot. They bite. Stop and focus. Oh, my God. Jesus. Oh, my God. It's like Pixel, the movie. Oh, my God. Okay, run. We're running. Run. Where are we running? Where are we running? What's happening? Where are we running to? Where are we running? Why? Why are we running? What are we doing? Wait, you ran and then called him a pussy? What? How's that work? Oh, North England. Oh, thank you, Lee. Man, am I dumb. Sunderland. It sounded south, you know, because of the S, but it's north. Okay. Yeah, away from horses. Yeah, they probably are. Sunderland is in the Tyne, and we're the Wear, up towards Newcastle. Oh, so they're bringing coals to Newcastle?
Got no idea I've been split up.
Oh, what happened? What happened, mate?
I'll just say what's going on in Boppits.
And Boppix? What you going to have a pint, mate? You going down to the local, mate? Can you get in a zone that has some better cell service, mate? Well, this is very not interesting. Get back in there, sir. Get back in there. Get back in the action. What are you doing? 5 hours ahead of me? Oh, of EST. Yeah, so 8 hours,
Crowds
right?
down there.
It's 8 o'clock.
Crowds in there. I don't know which way to go.
I know how to add. Tell me I don't know how to add. Come on. Get back in there. Come on, pussy. Get back in there and show us what's happening. The hell? What kind of citizen journalist are you? Shit! All right, here we go. Sorry, dude. We gotta go.
Citizen who was interested in asking questions?
Yes.
Were you
Hold on.
there? Not leading. Overruled.
That means you can answer the question.
Yeah, I did. You probably didn't hear me.
What?
Yes.
Okay, don't panic.
How often would the group meet? If you started in approximately the spring of 2020, how often did you as a collective meet to
Oh my God,
discuss
sorry.
your issues, concerns, and study the Constitution?
I think it was originally monthly.
And where would you meet as a group?
It was in a little church in Orchard Mesa, Orchard Mesa Christian Church, I think it is. I think they've since closed their doors. They merged with another church.
Okay. Were there any other places that the group met besides that church that may no longer exist?
After those two churches merged, we began meeting at Appleton Christian.
Okay. Also a church?
Also a church, yes.
All right. I'm going to move you forward now to after the November 2020 general election into the new year of 2021. Were you still a member of Stand for the Constitution?
Yes,
Were you still actively attending meetings?
I was.
Moving forward to the spring of 2021, had you ever met the elected county clerk and recorder from Mesa County, Tina Peters?
Yes, I don't know if I could tell you the exact timing, but yeah, she had attended some of the meetings and had spoken. And we were meeting with and having meetings where different candidates could come, and we have a forum, question and answers, and various things.
Did you know Tina Peters personally outside of the Stand for Constitution meetings?
No, not personally. We had met, and talked, briefly, just brief hellos and things like that.
Were you social acquaintances?
No.
Okay. So let's talk 2021 April timeframe. Well, first of all, before I get there, the person who you discussed, Tina Peters, is that person in court today?
Yes.
And if you see that person in court today, can you describe where that person is and what article of clothing that person is wearing?
Yes, she's sitting in the middle of this table right over here, white hair and the blue jacket.
You're going to let the record reflect that the witness, Mr. Wood, has identified the defendant subject to cross-examination.
It will so reflect.
I need
In that
subtitles when I
spring
watch
2020
Northern
timeframe,
British
did you know a
people
person by the name
shows.
of Sharona Bishop?
Yes, I had met her as also.
Say again?
I had also met her about that time.
That time being when? Let's be clear.
Early April, when we started doing canvassing, figuring out the voter rolls, she was helping to organize it.
Let's stop you right
go ahead.
there. So you got to meet her in spring 2020?
Yes. 21.
Sharona Bishop, that being the person?
Yes.
All right, I'll just take your answer right there and we'll move on. Had you ever met her before, her being Sharona Bishop?
Not prior to that, no.
Were you social friends with Sharona Bishop?
Not at that time, no.
At some point later, did you become a social acquaintance of Sharona Bishop?
Sort of. My wife has known her since college. So I became more acquainted with her.
So
I don't know
Sharona
that we
Bishop
ever
is a very
hung out
interesting
or anything
character,
like
and we
that,
should
but
definitely talk
became
about
on a
her.
first name basis.
To your knowledge, did Sharona Bishop know of your occupation, the type of work you did as a software engineer?
Yes.
Are you at liberty to say what type of work or software you work on?
Yes.
What type of software are you well versed in?
The software we produce is the software that alarm monitoring companies use.
Like ADT?
ADT is a big one. Somewhere around, depending on who's counting and when, 95% of the alarm systems in the U.S. are monitored by our software. So our customers are the big companies that install and monitor alarm systems
Thank
for
you.
homes, for businesses, all sorts of things.
So, did Sharona know your work?
I had introduced myself to her as someone involved in that work, yes.
And having done so, having introduced yourself to Sharona Bishop, having done that type of work, software engineering, in the manner that you just described for this jury, at some point, did anyone approach you about a proposal or a proposition for maybe some outside work?
Yes.
Who approached you?
The first call was from Sharona Bishop. She called me and asked if I would be willing, if it was possible that she could pass my name and number on to the clerk and recorder,
Miss Peters.
Miss Peters.
Approximately what time period? You may not know the specific date, but when do you think you received that phone call from Sharona Bishop with that request?
I don't know the exact date, but it was early May of 21.
Okay. Is that your best testimony as you sit here today in 2024, that it was maybe early May?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What was your response to her inquiry of you if you were comfortable having your name and contact information provided to then clerk Tina Peters?
At the time, it was fine. I've always been open to doing a little bit of consulting work outside, and a little bit of side income is fine. I was open to it. At first, I said, well, let me discuss this with my wife. We got to figure out if that's a time commitment that I could commit to, and based on our other things that we had going on. But then I agreed to it shortly after.
Okay. At some point, did you receive a follow-up communication from Ms. Peters?
I did.
When do you believe you received some sort of follow-up communication from the defendant, Tina Peters?
It wasn't long after, again, early May of 21.
What was the mode of communication? Phone?
It was
email?
by phone, yes.
Okay. Did you recognize the voice? Did it have caller ID? How'd you know it was Tina Peters?
I don't remember if there was caller ID or not, but I did recognize her voice because I'd heard her speak.
So with Ms. Peters calling you, what was the conversation about?
It was about being willing to help out, potentially on occasion, but help out with technical needs within the clerk's office.
What was your initial thought as to what that meant, to help out with technical needs within the clerk's office?
The way it was described to me was from time to time there were technical needs that she had within the office that the local staff, county staff, either could not or would not do. And she had expressed that she was interested in doing a backup of the election systems. And I don't know if the exact words, but she was concerned that there was going to be some manipulation and wanted to preserve data.
Okay. As you sit here today, in August of 2024, take a moment, again, confirm to the best of your ability when you think this phone call between Tina Peters and you occurred. Month, and if so, month and year, and when in that month and year.
It was May 21, and probably at the end of the first week or beginning, middle of the second week.
In a prior matter of litigation where you may have provided sworn testimony, if you maybe testified it was April of 2021, would your prior testimony be more accurate or your testimony today be more accurate? April was your earlier testimony, May is your current testimony. The floor is yours.
I honestly don't know. It's been a few years. Maybe my earlier testimony would be more accurate, but I was guessing then too because I didn't have my phone records.
Okay. Did Ms. Peters mention anything about instructions being provided to her regarding how to do a backup of the election management server or system?
I'm sorry, can you ask that one more time?
Yes, that was a poorly worded question. Did she bring up the topic at all about whether she did or did not receive instructions on how to conduct a backup of her election management system computers?
I think she did, but not in that initial conversation. I think it was a little later saying that I don't know that I could quote her specifically.
Okay.
But yes, that there were, I think she did state at one point that there weren't significant instructions on how to have it done. So I think she had said at one point that she felt it was up to her to interpret how to back it up.
Okay. Do you remember testifying in this courthouse on February 22nd, 2021?
I do,
In a different courtroom?
yes.
And do you remember, and this would be page 40 of the transcript, lines 18 through 24? Oh, sorry, I stand corrected. Do you remember testifying in this courthouse on February 22nd, 2022? My mistake.
That would seem more accurate, yes.
Thank you. And I appreciate DA Rubenstein correcting me. So it's 2022?
Uh-huh,
Is that a yes?
that is.
Okay. Do you remember testifying under oath that you testified that, quote, because the Secretary of State was coming in to do an update, and she had been told by the Secretary of State to back it up prior to that, but she hadn't received instructions on how to do that. Does that sound like your testimony from February 2022?
Yes.
Okay.
Just depends on how early or late in the conversations we had that she was stated that, yes.
Okay. As you sit here today, where on the spectrum of the timeline of communications do you believe that conversation would have come up? The earlier parts of your conversations, the middle part, or the latter part of your conversations?
I think it would be middle, somewhere, as I was getting a background check run somewhere in that time.
Okay, if that was around the background check time period, what month would that have been in?
Again, May of '21.
Okay, thank you, sir. Did you respond to Ms. Peters' inquiry of you regarding Dominion voting systems, election management software, computers, systems, as to your familiarity with those devices?
Yes, I had said that I didn't know at that time whether, what kind of system it was. I had assumed that if it was well-designed, it would be what we call an appliance, but didn't know that it was a Windows computer system. So I had said that I would need to get maybe an owner's manual or something, some information about it so I could figure out what sort of backup would be available.
So an owner's manual like you're programming a VCR?
Yeah, typically a system will come with some operating instructions, some sort of owner's manual that gives you the basic instructions, something of that.
How did Ms. Peters respond to your statement to her that you'd have to kind of get up to speed?
I don't recall a specific response. I think it was just more of like a nod and an agreement.
But was this in person or on the phone?
I think it was mentioned both. I think earlier on I had mentioned that I would need some information, and then when I was in the clerk's office, I think I mentioned it again.
Well, let's talk about you getting to the clerk's office. Let's start that time period. What was explained to you as to what this process is going to be like to get you in a position to potentially assist Clerk Peters in what she was asking you to assist her with?
Well, I'm assuming you're asking about needing a background check.
That is a long-winded way of asking that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. She had referred me to her deputy clerk, I guess is the right title, Belinda Niley. And I don't recall whether she transferred the call or Belinda called me back, but that was where we set up a initial background check where she asked me some basic information, and there was a form that I believe was emailed to me that I printed, signed, and then faxed back.
Besides printing, signing, and faxing, did you actually fax it back?
I think I did.
Okay.
It's ancient technology, but I have a printer that also operates as a fax if I plug it in.
Okay. Regarding the process to obtain a background check, you were talking like a Colorado Bureau of Investigation background check.
Yes.
With the $5.
Uh-huh.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Did
I don't
you-
know the price, but yes.
Did you ever meet a clerk employee by the name of Stephanie Wenholtz as part of that background check process?
No.
Were you ever told you might need to meet with Stephanie Wenholtz?
I don't recall ever being told that.
Okay. In addition to the background check process, what was the next thing that was being conveyed to you that Ms. Nisley, who was Ms. Peters' right-hand person, was asking you to do in preparation for you being able to do some work with the clerk?
Once the background check came through, I was told that I would need a county badge to be able to work in the office, and so that I would need to go visit the I don't know what the employment office or whatever it's called, personnel office in the old courthouse, and take a picture, get a badge.
So were you directed to go to Mesa County Human Resources?
Plausible name. I don't know the name of the department.
And you say the old courthouse, is that the building at approximately 6th and Rood downtown?
Yes.
And did you go there?
I did.
What day do you believe you went to the old courthouse to go to HR?
I've gone back and forth in my memory. It would be either a Wednesday or a Thursday because my afternoons tend to be fairly open on those days. But a Wednesday or a Thursday, probably the third week of the month. So what is that, the 19th or 20th, something around there?
19th or 20th of which month?
Of May of 21.
Thank you.
I did look at a calendar before I came in to make sure I got the date straight on what days of the week and days fall on, so.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, sir. So by going to the Human Resources Department in the old courthouse, was a badge made for you?
Yes.
What memory do you have of this badge in terms of, for example, was a picture of your face on this badge?
Yes, a picture was taken and it was printed on the badge.
Was your name printed on the badge?
Yes, it was.
And the name that was printed, was it Jerry Wood with a J or Gerald Wood with a G?
It was Gerald Wood because it matched my driver's license.
Okay. And when that badge was made, did the county HR folks who made it explain to you what buildings or rooms within Mesa County government you now had access to?
That was not mentioned, no.
Okay. So upon receiving that badge, what did you do next?
I was instructed to call Miss Niley or Nisley, however you wish to say it, and let her know that I had the badge, and then she asked me to come by the clerk's office right after that.
Did you do that?
I did. I drove the short distance between the two buildings, yes.
Okay. And when you say the clerk's office, where is that building in relation to the Mesa County Justice Center, the building we're in today?
It's just right across the street, kind of diagonal across the parking lot.
Okay. Located here in the city of Grand Junction?
Yes,
Mesa County?
yes,
State of Colorado.
yes.
And on that day, where within the Central Services building did you go?
I walked into the open area where customers of the DMV walk in, and I was told to go to the window and ask for Belinda. And so I had to wait in line behind a couple of people, and then I asked, and then I got out of line, and I don't know, a minute, half a minute, she came out fairly quickly and met me.
And you're at this time, we'd like to publish People's Exhibit 3 that has already been admitted by the court, so the witness can review it.
Okay.
So, Mr. Wood, in just a moment, when the projector warms up, it's going to project an exhibit that's already been admitted
Okay?
and ask if you're familiar with what's being depicted in the image.
All right.
And take advantage of time, we'll let the image load, but let's see if we can
I
continue.
can't tell
with
if it's a
examination.
car
Give you my
on
time.
fire or a
When
dumpster
you
or
went
something
to
in
meet
this.
Miss
Looks like it's in
Nisley,
the street though.
What was the purpose of
It's like a
meeting
car
her
from
at
here.
the clerk's office that day?
kinda hard
that
to tell.
You believe was either May 19th or May 20th.
I think this is the best
2021.
vantage point on TV2 Live right now. Yeah, that looks like
Well, I don't know what the stated purpose was.
looks like a
but
vehicle.
It was the first time I recall meeting her face to face. And then she brought me back into the office through the planning department door next to the DMV window, and then around a corner into the clerk's office where she just said, and here we are, this is the clerk's office. And then I was asked to sit down at an open desk with a computer and enter in my information into the system for a login. And so I'd be able to be in the system as an employee of the clerk's office, or whatever term would be used as a consultant whenever I came in.
Okay, thank you, sir. Take a moment are you familiar, are you able to see that image?
I am.
Are you familiar with that person?
Yes,
I've actually
looks
tried
like,
to stop the violence.
wouldn't say it's a
I
great
agree.
picture, but
Okay.
it's a picture of Belinda Niley.
Okay. So that's the person you met with.
They're all
that
getting their
day.
feelings
In
out.
addition to meeting this person,
They're all talking about
who's
their
been
feelings.
identified as Belinda Nicely,
Right.
who else did you meet at the clerk's office that particular day when you were there?
There was another man who was brought over to help me enter my information into the computer, and he walked me through it fairly quickly. Just, click here, enter this, move on, skip that part, and within, I don't know, a few minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, we had it done. And we met with the clerk, Tina Peters, and we sat down and talked for a bit.
Okay, before we get to your meeting with Clerk Tina Peters, the defendant, the man who assisted you with inputting information into the computer, is that a yes?
All right.
It is.
Okay.
Never mind.
Did he set up a
I'll
county
take care of
email address for you?
you.
I think that was part of it, yes.
Did he provide you anything tangible in addition to setting up the county email address?
There was paperwork that came with it that he handed me, and yes. So that would be about it, as far as I recall.
Do you remember receiving an
Oh.
item called a YubiKey? A small kind of metallic key.
I don't remember it specifically.
Okay.
Why is everyone running?
Let's move forward now to the meeting
Why is
with
everyone running away from the fire
Tina Peters. Was it
thing?
just the two of you?
Miss Nisley and Tina Peters and I, yeah,
Why
I
is
think we
everyone
sat
running
in, I
away?
believe it was Tina's office.
How long do you think you were in that meeting
Oh,
with
maybe there was.
Miss Nisley
know.
and the defendant?
Somewhere in the vicinity of 10 minutes.
What was discussed during that 10-minute encounter with Miss Nisley and the defendant?
Mostly just, it was Tina and Belinda talking about how they need people they can trust. They need someone who's reliable with integrity, and the importance
I
of,
think you're right,
of election
Badger.
integrity on the systems.
I think it's
and
probably
the process.
it's
How
a
did that
car
make you
turned
feel
upside
that
down
they
and
were
burning.
Describing some very nice attributes.
Well, of course, it's complimentary, but not knowing each other very well, it just seemed like a
Get that
just a
freaking dog out of there. What are you walking your dog over there
pleasantry,
for?
really.
Okay, so at that
Get your
time,
frickin'
did you
dog out of
have
there.
your county access badge in hand?
I did.
And I'm holding up a similar badge.
Uh-huh.
Does this look similar to what you have?
It was about the same size, and yeah.
And let the record reflect, Your Honor, I have a badge that is commonly issued to government employees.
The record will reflect it's 3 by 5 inches, probably with a photo of you in the middle of it.
Thank you. So all told, did the discussion, the 10-minute discussion, ever bring up the topic of what is known as a trusted build?
I don't know if that term was used, but knowing, I believe it was mentioned that that Dominion or the Secretary of State's office, or combination of the two, were coming to update the systems, and there was concern that some information would get wiped.
Okay. Who was sharing that purported concern?
It's one of the two, but I believe it was Tina.
Did either, well, let's focus on Ms. Peters. Did she ever say when this Dominion Voting Systems Secretary of State software update was set to occur?
My recollection was later in the month,
Which month?
May 21.
Did they ask your availability to participate in that software update later in the month of May 2021?
Not in dates wise, no, but I took it as they were interested in exploring it, and were still figuring out whether they wanted to.
Okay. So how did the meeting end between you, Belinda Nisley, and the defendant Tina Peters?
Well, the meeting ended, I believe Ms. Peters excused herself. We moved into another office, which I believe was Belinda's. We talked for just a brief moment, but she said that because I am not an employee of the county, and we can't have people running around with employee badges looking like an employee having access to things, that she wanted the badge back. And so I handed it to her at that point.
Okay.
I
Did
took-
you agree that you were not an employee?
I did. I was a potential consultant.
Okay. And if you were not an employee, were you not an administrative assistant?
I was not an administrative assistant.
Okay. So that when you handed the badge over to Ms. Nisley, did you ever, after that date and that moment, ever see that badge again?
I don't believe I did.
When you left, did you then leave the clerk's office?
I did.
What was the next conversation that you had with Belinda Nisley after you gave her the badge and walked out of the office? If any conversation.
I don't believe I had another one.
Okay. After you gave the badge to Belinda Nisley and walked out of the office, when was the next time you interacted with Tina Peters, the defendant?
I think there were a few more interactions at Stand, where she had come to meetings or was speaking at a meeting or something like that. So it was just more of a, again, just passing each other and saying hello kind of thing.
And those Stand meetings would have been at a church or some other
At
organization?
Appleton Christian, yes.
Okay. When was the next time after you gave Belinda Nisley the badge and walked out? When was the next time you ever went back to the clerk and recorder's office about just across the street from the Mesa County Justice Center?
I think it was 2023, I believe.
So 2 years later.
Yes.
For what purpose?
I was continuing to look into irregularities in the voter database, and I was purchasing copies, purchasing copies of the voter database to analyze.
Okay, so to be clear, after this third week of May interaction, 2021, with Belinda Nisley and Tina Peters, the next time you went to that building that houses the clerk and recorder's office wasn't until 2 years later?
I believe so, to
for
the
the
best of my
purpose-
recollection, yes. I don't think I even visited the DMV in that time.
I'm going to ask you at this point a question. You said you became a member and participant for Stand for the Constitution in the spring of 2020. Is that accurate?
I believe that's correct.
Are you a member of that organization today?
I am not.
When did you stop being a member of Stand for the Constitution?
To my recollection, it was August something 2022.
And what led you to stop being a member of that organization, Stand for the Constitution, in approximately August of 2022?
The organization kind of blew up. It was taken over by what I would call some radical and people who didn't care about really the truth. They cared more about process. They cared more about being in charge. And my wife, who was then the acting president of the organization, was ousted. It was a kind of a riotous night, and we called it the coup, and we have not gone back.
Have you lost any friends because of that decision?
Not close friends, but I have ceased to associate with most, if not all, of the people that were involved with that takeover.
And thank you for letting me go a little bit off topic, off chronology, but you asked a question, you answered a question that I think required for us to talk about that now. I want to get back to May 2021. Let's talk about the weekend beginning on Sunday, May 23rd, 2021, a Sunday.
I've heard
Yes.
Chile is so beautiful.
Do you have a memory of that particular Sunday of May 23rd, 2021?
I do.
Is there never?
What is memorable
I mean,
about
I
that
imagine,
particular
right?
Sunday
These people are like,
3 years ago?
I don't know. They probably could have sent a fire
It
truck.
was a special day at our church. We had outdoor services. I had to arrive early and set up chairs, set up a sound system, get ready. There were a number of people who showed up to help. And we were there for all of the morning and to the mid-afternoon. And when we cleaned up, and we
Where are all the
also,
people
at our
walking
house
by
that
the
evening,
bar now?
hosted a dual graduation
Oh,
party.
this must be the
for,
parade. Where's
my
where's
oldest
my video
daughter
on the
and
parade?
Our son, who both graduated.
Hold on, I'm gonna
She
find
graduated
some.
college, he graduated high school the same year.
Congratulations to both children for
Thank you.
graduating. It's convenient to have one party at one time.
It was.
And again, just, was that at your family's home in Mesa County?
Yes, it was.
And from what time to what time was the gathering, the party hosted at your home to celebrate the graduations of your children?
It started somewhere around 4 o'clock, and it was just kind of an open time, so family arrived a little earlier and helped set up, but it roughly 4 o'clock.
What did you do between the end of the church service and the gathering and putting everything away? Thank you. To the beginning of the graduation celebration at 4?
Well, of course, putting things away, I also put chairs and tables in my truck that we were borrowing from the church and brought them to the house and set those up. And then fired up the barbecue.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm showing defense counsel what has been marked for identification as People's Exhibits 35 and 37.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, they're admitted, and if you'd like to approach.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wood, I'm going to first ask you to look at the first photograph. I guess you have them both out, but 35, it's marked in the lower right corner.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that picture?
I am. It
Okay.
looks like that graduation party.
All right, defense counsel's been gracious enough to stipulate to it. It's been admitted by the court. Tell us what it is.
Well, I'm sitting at a table with friends and my nephew, and kids were in and out of the pool, and we were eating from the barbecue. My son's standing at the barbecue at that moment, cooking burgers and dogs.
And you have permission to publish Exhibit 35?
Yes?
Thank you. What time of day, not knowing whether you have the metadata available to you or not, what's your best estimate as
Those
to the
seem
time
like
of day
the
that this
only
photograph was taken
perspectives on the,
at your house during the celebration?
I would
that
guess
seems like the
somewhere
only
around 6:30.
perspectives I see on this particular
Somewhere between
situation.
5:30 and 6:30.
Are you captured in this picture?
I am. I am on the left in the foreground in the Hawaiian shirt, the blue and white Hawaiian shirt.
And you wear a Hawaiian shirt well, sir.
Thank you.
It
Let's
is
go on to
kind
the
of
next
odd,
exhibit,
given how
37,
dispersed the
publish that.
crowd was. It's kind of odd that they wouldn't try and put it out. But I guess where it is depends too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
What is being
Doesn't seem
depicted here, sir?
easily accessible, I guess.
We had set up a volleyball net in the backyard, and we were
Do we get to see
loosely playing
Tina
volleyball.
Peters? Do we get to see
And
Tina
do you-
More
Peters eating
chasing the
potato
ball than
salad?
anything.
Your best memory as to whether this photograph was taken before or after.
Do we get to see the potato
photograph we
salad?
just
All those
saw
police
of
are
you,
there, I know, right?
Sitting at the table with guests and family.
My best memory was to be after we ate.
It's crazy.
And are you depicted in this photograph playing volleyball?
Again, foreground left, same Hawaiian shirt.
Who knows?
Thank you, sir. We can take that down. Thank you.
Goodness.
So to be
embarrassing.
clear, on that Sunday,
Oh.
the 23rd of May,
Ah.
2021, were you in the city of Grand Junction at all that day?
No,
And to be clear, were you in and around the Mesa County Clerk and Recorder's Office that Sunday?
I was not.
Between the time you saw Tina Peters and that Sunday, did she communicate with you at all?
No,
Did anybody acting on her behalf reach out to you between the day you gave the badge to Miss Nisley and that Sunday, the 23rd of May?
no.
Let's move forward to two days beyond that Sunday to Tuesday, the 25th of 2021. You said that you work remotely from home?
I do.
Okay. Were you on the job that particular Tuesday, the 25th of May, 2021?
I was.
Do you have a memory of what tasks or projects or jobs you were working on that day?
No, there's been a lot of water under the bridge since then, but I do a variety of things of engineering and building new features and maintaining the features we have. So it's some mix of that.
And what is a typical workday for you like in terms of when you typically start and you typically end, if there is such a thing as a typical workday when you're working remote?
Most typically somewhere around 8 to whenever I feel like I hit a stopping point, which is 5:30, 6 o'clock at night.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm showing defense counsel what has been marked for identification as People's Exhibit 39. It's a stapled document previously provided to counsel.
No objection.
All right, 39 will be admitted.
If I may approach?
You may.
Thank you.
Mr. Wood, based on the stipulation of counsel and the court admitting the document, can you just briefly explain what these documents are?
They are emails between myself and some coworkers.
And what day are these emails, what days were they drafted and sent?
Text is small. My eyes are old, but I'd say looks like May 25th,
Of which year?
21.
And do you see the time period, the timestamps associated with outgoing and incoming emails?
This one on the bottom looks like 10:54 a.m. The one at the top, well, I was responding to one that said 3:57, I think it's 3:57 p.m. But let's see, I
I
responded.
don't know how well
I can't read
trained the
time.
Sunderland police force is
Let me ask you
either in
this.
terms of
On
how
that
often
particular
they need
Tuesday,
to
the 25th of
encounter
May,
riots and things.
2021.
I know they've had problems in the last
To the best of your
days since this,
Did
since
you
the murders. But
go into the
I'm
city of
I'm not
Grand
aware
Junction?
if they have training.
not.
It seems.
And just to be clear, without
but I feel
specifying
like
which
sometimes we
community
do
you live in, do you
see
live in a
police
community
forces
beyond the
hold
city
back
boundaries
during
of Grand
situations
Junction?
like
I do.
this.
And to be
So
clear,
I
on that day,
understand.
if you weren't in the city of Grand Junction,
You know,
would you have not been at the
I don't know
clerk's
if they're making a
office that
determination that
Tuesday?
this is safer
I
to
was
let
not.
it kind of burn out and let people
This
kind of get their
information,
feelings
the two
out and then
photographs, the emails,
contain it. We'll see.
you provided these documents to who?
I provided these documents to the DA's office as proof of where I was at the time, what I was doing.
And do you remember approximately when you provided these documents to the district attorney's office?
I don't remember the exact dates, but I believe it was just prior to the grand jury.
Okay. Let's focus on now between the time period between
Well, let's hope. Let's hope they get
The
it
children's
contained
graduation
before it goes all the
party.
way down.
the outdoor church celebration, you working from home on the 25th of May, throughout the summer of 2021, moving into August of 2021. Do you see the time period I'm talking
I
about?
do.
During that time period, did you have any interaction with Sharona Bishop between the end of May and the first to middle part of August 2021?
There probably were. I don't remember any specific ones. I don't think they were of any significance.
What about with the defendant, Tina Peters?
Again, probably nothing of significance, probably related to Stand, and she may have come and gone to a couple of the meetings. I don't know, recall the time period.
And to be clear, were you ever asked by Tina Peters or an agent working on her behalf, including but not limited to Belinda Nicely, to ever come in and do any consulting as a non-employee at the clerk's office?
I was not.
As the summer progressed, did you see any flyers or brochures or advertisements of a gathering that was going to occur later in the summer that kind of piqued your interest?
Yes.
What was that gathering that you were intrigued by?
It was going around within Stand, people were talking about it. There were
It's
some
absolutely
text
true.
messages
And these
with
folks are
copies of the flyer, various things. It was,
horrid.
event
There are some
that,
horrid bigots among them.
that Mike Lindell was putting on. He called it the Cyber Symposium
The
in South
Shamposium.
Dakota.
You mentioned a gentleman's name, Mike Lindell.
Yes.
For those people who don't know Mike Lindell, who is he?
Well-known, very vocal guy, but he has owned a company called My Pillow. He's been very outspoken about election fraud and various things, and he has been on the national stage
Okay.
quite a bit.
How did you, so
Yes, he has.
what was it about this upcoming symposium that kind
Yes,
of
tell us
intrigued
about
you?
the Shamposium.
It was advertised as an event that would lay out the proof of that the election in 2020 was stolen and that it was fraudulent.
So based on that representation, what were your thoughts about maybe partaking and seeing that?
Well, there was a clause in there that they were looking for cyber experts, which is not a official term, but they had a list of qualifications of people with various security backgrounds and computer security, various things. I read it and I thought, I wonder how many people would actually fit that exact list of things. But with my background, I went ahead and applied for that. And they were advertising that if you were brought in as one of their cyber experts to help evaluate the evidence, that they would cover your room and board. And so I thought, well, that would save me the hotel costs, so I applied for that.
And was room and board provided for you?
It was.
Okay. Now, just to be clear, we are not moving to qualify you as an expert in anything, just to be
Right.
clear, okay? Mm-hmm. But in the eyes of that group, they did. Is that accurate?
Yes.
All right. So in anticipation of you participating in this symposium, where was it being held at?
South Dakota, Sioux Falls, I believe.
And when was it set to occur?
It was, gosh, I should have reviewed those dates and keep them in my head, but second or third week of August of 2020.
Yeah, it was August
Was it
2021.
21, I guess?
21.
Yeah, 21.
Yes, it was 21.
In anticipation of you going to South Dakota to be a participant in this Mike Lindell-sponsored cyber symposium, were you coordinating or communicating with any of your colleagues, friends, like-minded associates here in Mesa County about this impending gathering?
I told a variety of people that I was going once I got confirmed, that I was interested in going before that. Yeah, and there were people I knew from here that were friends within Stand that were also going. And so we were talking about what days we were traveling and various things, yes.
Did you travel with anyone or travel by yourself?
I traveled by myself.
And when you traveled by yourself, did you eventually get to the symposium?
I did.
Were you keeping tabs on some of your fellow Coloradans as they were making their way to
Yes, the event started on a Tuesday. I traveled on Monday, checked into the hotel so I could be there first thing in the morning. And the rest of everyone was planning on coming on Tuesday and getting there sometime noon or later, depending on when their planes arrived.
Do you believe the Tuesday that constituted the start of the symposium would have been Tuesday, August 10th,
Sounds about right.
2021?
Could very well have been.
And was that mean that your travel day was Monday, August 9th, 2021?
That sounds right.
Okay. So let's talk about your travel day. Did you safely make it to South Dakota?
I did.
When you made it to South Dakota, was any news being brought to your attention about some activity occurring here in Mesa County, Colorado on that Monday, the 9th of August, 2021?
Yes.
Yes, tell us what you heard.
Didn't know it was Mesa County related, but on the
Oh, you
plane, we had Wi-Fi, we had a little bit of internet access, and I remember receiving a text from one of the, I think it was one of the group chats within Stand, but it was posted that Dominion election, some portions of the Dominion systems was posted by a guy who goes by his online name was Code Monkey Z, and he was exposing problems with the Dominion
No, he
system.
wasn't.
Okay, so you became
Really,
aware
that's
of
what you
that
heard?
online posting, but at that moment, if I heard you correctly, you didn't associate it with Mesa County. Is that accurate?
Correct. I later found out it had to do with Mesa County.
Did you find out later that same Monday, the 9th of August, 2021, that it also now involved Mesa County?
It was either Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe,
Oh, really, was it?
because that's when everything started blowing up.
Really, was it? When did Tina show up?
So
When did Tina show up?
what
Tuesday?
were you learning without, unless Tina Peters was saying something to you or Sharona Bishop was saying something to you, what were you basically learning about the evolution of this news about an online posting of Dominion information by a Code Monkey Z,
Right?
and then later learning it had some relationship to Mesa County?
Who is Ron
what was your
Watkins,
basic takeaway by, let's say,
known
the
4chan
evening
bro.
of Tuesday, August 10th, 2021? What do you think is going on at that point?
As I recall,
Platformer
that
of
Tuesday,
child porn.
there were all sorts of texts going around that the clerk's office had been raided by the DA's office, and that there was some questions about various things of the Dominion systems, and they were looking for people to rally in front of the clerk's office or in front of the DMV to support Tina and bear witness, I think at the time, everyone to witness what was going on in case there was anything crazy happening.
And to be clear, you used the word, the clerk's office was raided.
It's a colloquial term.
What do you think lawfully or legally was happening at that time?
Serving a search warrant.
Okay. At any point in time,
Executing.
did you hear about
search
your
warrant,
name
sir?
coming up in relation
idiot.
to the DA's office serving and executing a search warrant?
I did, and I don't recall if it was Tuesday or Wednesday, but I believe
I know,
twice
this is
that week.
really a Nigel
Our
Farage
Secretary of State,
kind
Jenna
of
Griswold, held a
ground
news
game,
conference
right-wing
and
manipulation,
talking about the horrible things that
similar to
were
what
happening in
happens in
Mesa
Los
County,
Angeles, I
and
think, around
mentioned
some of
my
the,
name on. I became national news at that point.
protests
But
here.
essentially
People from
pointed her
outside the
finger
area
at
sent
me
in
and
to
said
really
he
just
did it.
cause a bunch of fucking problems.
what?
So yeah, I could see that.
Unlawfully entered the clerk's office and stole information. I don't know exactly how she worded it.
Okay. At that point in time, are you physically in South Dakota?
Yes.
Did you have any independent, credible information as to what the Secretary of State was potentially working off of to make that allegation?
I started putting two and two together a little bit. My wife received a call from Investigator Cannon asking me to contact them, and I thought that was very strange. Her number is equally as public as mine, and I thought that was really, really weird. And I think that was just prior to the press conference, in fact. But I had said, well, I'm in the middle of a lot of things right now. If there's an investigation, I'll get back to him as soon as I can.
When you heard that a search warrant had been executed at the Mesa County Clerk and Recorder's Office while you're in South Dakota, and given your kind of professional interaction with Tina Peters, coming to stand meetings, and then she asking you to be a consultant, how'd that make you feel that her office was the subject of a search warrant?
It was, I don't know what making me feel, but it was
No,
it
really.
was odd.
Tell us how it made you feel.
We were all asking ourselves what was going
Really?
on.
What were you
Were
asking
you
yourself about?
confused or trying to support Ms. Peters at that juncture?
To some degree, yes. My first impression, especially after our Secretary of State Griswold started pointing the finger at me, I figured, well, in the search warrant, they discovered my badge in a desk drawer or something, and we're jumping to conclusions, or it felt like there was a government setup of some sort that the conclusion was reached before the investigation started.
Okay, so that was your thought process at that time, probably
So
lots
that's
of
how you
thoughts going on in
felt.
your head.
Sure.
Okay,
So
were you
let's talk
angry?
about your feelings about that.
Yeah, anger was starting to build up, a little bit of anticipation, a lot of questions.
And who or what were you angry at that time in South Dakota?
I would say unspecifically, just the system, Jenna Griswold for sure. It felt like a setup.
At that time, did
They
you
had
have
some real
any
choice words for
animus
Jenna.
or anger or bias against Tina Peters?
Doesn't it always
While
feel
in
like
South
a
Dakota.
setup, though,
No.
when you get caught?
Were you actually still
Doing bad
aligned in her
things.
corner?
Tangentially, yes. I was, it's feeling like a setup, it feeling like something was going wrong. There were a lot of, coming out of 2020, there were a lot of suspicions about various things with the government. And so, yeah, and when Miss Tina Peters started talking about
In
it
which
being a
case,
setup
it's a
as
successful
well,
setup. I mean, if you
that
get
seemed
caught, then
plausible at
it's-
the time.
Okay, so you
Chicken and
were
egg,
kind
I
of in line with Miss Peters.
Did they make you do
while she
it?
was at
That's
the
what I
symposium.
wonder.
Yes.
Did they make you do it?
At some point, did you receive a message
Did they
from
make
your
you do
wife
it?
And what's her name? Your wife?
Wendy Wood.
On the night of August 11th, 2021, a Wednesday evening, did you receive
They have a lot
word
of
from your wife about something very unusual happening in and around your home?
Yes, in South Dakota, it was very late, between 11:30 and midnight, I think. There was a large group of us that were sitting in the hotel lobby talking after the first, 2 days of the symposium and just talking about various things.
Is this when Mike
And
Lindell got attacked?
I finally said goodnight to people.
Oh my God, is
It's
this when he
nearly
got
midnight.
attacked?
I'm
Were
going
you
to
the one who
bed.
witnessed that?
And as I got up and started walking toward the elevator, my phone, I noticed a text from my sister-in-law and Wendy's sister, and it said, "Hi, this is Wendy, and you need to call me right away." And I thought that was odd, and so especially at that time of night. And as soon as I
Are you
tried
having
to
an
unlock
affair with
my
your
phone,
sister-in-law,
my phone
sir?
went ballistic and locked up for 2 or 3 minutes, and then rebooted. And then I was finally able to get in touch and find out what was going on.
What did you learn about what was going on as to why your wife was calling you from her sister's phone?
Our house had been served with a search warrant. We use the term raided. And over the course of a few hours, I don't know exactly the time frame, from about 9:30 at night, our time, till 10, 11 o'clock at night, when it was done, and they had searched every nook and cranny of our house and taken just about every piece of electronic equipment that can be used not TVs, not things, but obviously computers, iPads, thumb drives, everything.
Were you scheduled to go back to Colorado shortly thereafter?
My flight was on Friday, and I had thought that the symposium was going through midday Friday, and I was going to come back Friday afternoon.
Or
I don't
executed
know
a
whether
search
it was
warrant
really
on it.
planned the way it was or not, but it
Tomato,
was,
tomato.
it was winding up fairly early on Thursday.
Would you
So
describe
did you come
yourself as
home
an
on
angry
Thursday the
Kenny
12th, or wait
Rogers
till
lookalike?
Friday the 13th?
My flight was on Friday, but with all
Is
the
that your bad
turmoil
luck
going
day?
on, and my family was
Upset?
distressed,
Oh,
wondering what was
distressed.
going on, and there were lots of questions.
Yes. Like, what the fuck did you do, Dad?
We were spending a lot of time on the phone, talking back and
Be my
forth.
question.
So there
One of the
was
questions I'd be asking.
the group of people I was there with were coming back on that Thursday, and
I
I
wanna
had
know
heard
when
that
Tina
they
Peters
were
showed up,
coming back
because I'm
on
gonna
Mike
call
Lindell's
bullshit on his
private
timeline.
plane, that he was flying certain people back, and so I inquired if
yes.
there was an extra seat so I could get back a day early.
Was an extra seat available for you?
I was told later, yes, there was. It took about a couple of hours for someone to come back and say, yes, there actually is an extra seat.
At the time that private flight had an extra seat available for you,
Scampered like
had it been
cockroaches.
brought to your attention that there were allegations that your name was associated with having been in the trusted build that was done at Mesa County's clerk's office on Tuesday, May 25th,
The o-
2021, and actually the Sunday before, the 23rd?
The only other one that I recall was our Secretary of State, Janet Griswold, saying that.
All right, so at that point, you still didn't have a lot of the information, is that accurate?
Correct.
When you got back
I didn't know
home,
why you thought I
what
broke
did it
the
feel
law.
like to be in your home
I didn't know
following
enough
the
about
search
why
warrant being
you
executed?
thought I was
A
breaking
relief?
the law, sir.
A little bit like I was in a movie. Something weird was going on.
oh, bitch, you're not.
I got home.
This is real life.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
This
if
is real fucking
authorities
life.
would know that I was on this plane and if I would be arrested as I landed. I didn't know what was going to happen. Was pleased that I was able
Is that
to
the fuck around or the
walk
find
off
out?
the plane
I'm
and
not. Which one?
meet my
I mean, it's
wife and
probably
get
the
in a
find
car
out,
and
right?
drive home without
Yeah.
any interruption. And then we were going out for the evening. I don't remember what we were doing going to dinner or something, but we
Applebee's. It
were
was a
leaving the house
2-for-1,
when
2-for-1
a deputy
margaritas.
pulled up in the driveway and gave
kiboshed all those
our kids
good
their
plans.
phones back.
Was that unexpected to have a
It
sheriff's
was.
deputy?
It was. And I was sitting in the passenger front seat of the car, and I remember he looked at me. I think he recognized that I was there and probably was, I put thoughts in his head, but probably thought, it's like, oh, I didn't expect him back yet.
At some point, did you start developing or learning of more information about the use of your name, the use of your personal identifying information in relation to the trusted bill that had occurred 3 months earlier in the clerk's office, culminating on the 25th and 26th of May, 2021?
Yeah, I'd call it kind of a trickle process of hearing a little bit here, hearing a little bit there, learning some things, hearing speculation, hearing possible fact. Nothing was really confirmed for a while.
What impact or effect did that trickle of information and news have on you?
I didn't, meaning,
terms
I didn't
of
yet find
your
out
comfort
what you
level?
thought I did to break the law.
I'm not sure how to answer that, comfort level, but it certainly kept us guessing, and it caused us to kind of evolve what we were thinking about it and how it what was really happening and who was telling the truth and who was telling not.
Did you have any worry about potential legal consequences that could come your way because of these allegations?
I did, right from the start.
Were they including potential criminal exposure,
Yes.
potential civil liability,
Yeah, all of it.
and
Questions about what it really meant.
Why'd you think
and
that?
If it was a setup, if my name was planted, if evidence was planted, who knows what it was at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, trickle.
Lots of questions about how that would impact
so based
myself
on
and my
that
But not on your own actions?
and concern about potential liability in the legal system, did you have to do anything like consider retaining counsel to look out for your interest?
Yes. In fact, in South Dakota, I started asking about that. I don't know what to do here. I've never had to hire an attorney. I don't know what's involved. I don't even know how to evaluate one. But I started asking people and saying, do you know anything? Do you know anybody? Just knowing someone who could recommend someone would be a good thing. And so, yeah, I started looking into it immediately.
Okay. How many months were you kind of under the public microscope of being a person of interest in the allegations that are at issue in this trial today?
To my recollection, from that moment when everything blew up to probably about the time of the grand jury.
And during that time period, closer to the
I'm not a fan of the Jim
investigation
Carrey liar stuff.
that you
I'm
called
not a fan
grand
of that
jury in
humor. I like him in
February of 2022.
Yes.
I liked him in the
Were you
Truman Show.
distancing yourself from some of your prior
I
friends
liked
and
him in
associates?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind or whatever. Spotless Sunshine.
I don't think
of
it
the
had
Eternal
started
Mind,
just
whatever
yet.
that was.
I think that was later. Throughout the spring of 2022, after the grand jury, I started getting slandered by Miss Peters and various people, and
Car
publicly.
fire? Meet dumpster
And I was
fire.
looking into my options for that, and then I believe it was toward the end of summer. I think around August or so when we really distanced ourselves, when everything kind of fell apart in the Stand for the Constitution group.
August
I
of
liked Living Color.
2022.
I believe.
Read my mind.
Before we head towards wrapping up your direct examination, and thank you for your patience, sir, I briefly want to touch upon your time in South
I
Dakota.
need to see if Granny is sitting in her spot.
Understanding there's lots of news,
Yeah,
lots of
there she is.
distractions.
There
You
she
can only imagine
There she is.
how
I see her little
complex
striped
and
top
confusing
right
it
in the
was for you.
corner
But
there.
were you still
Let me show
participating
you.
in the
There's
symposium?
Granny. There's Granny right
Off
there. She's
and on,
gonna
yes.
run like the hills.
I spent a
gonna run
good
like
amount of
the
time, what they
wind.
call it, in the green room or
When they
backstage,
call
talking
it.
with people.
sorry. Oh, sorry.
Hanging out with my friends, kind of monitoring things. But as one of the cyber experts, we were kind of
You were not a
set back in
cyber
another room,
expert.
not really paying attention to what was going on in the symposium,
cyber
as we
expert.
were
I
given
guess
what
everybody's
was
done
at first
taping
declared to
now.
be evidence of the election fraud,
I get
which
it.
turned out was not quite that.
Get rid of that guy. We'll just keep that guy.
It wasn't persuasive for you?
No, the first thing that we were given, we were told a lot of things going in, that we'd be able to look at data but not take it home, not be able to download it or anything like that, and then
He's right over here. He's a little
there would be
tiny
a
guy
special
over here.
environment set up to examine the
There he is.
data, which it was just
Hi.
handed to us when we walked
little
in,
guy.
put on our computers. But it was, the first thing we were given was supposed, what they call packet captures, network traffic, that proved that
That's like
there
trauma.
was
She's
international
getting ready to run for
interference
the
hacking our
gold,
election.
man.
And it took
Fucking
us,
Track and
these
field.
people with
You got
various
nothing on this
IT and
bitch.
computer
I'm telling you
backgrounds,
right now.
about 6-7 minutes to look at it and say, this isn't anything. Because it was missing key information that would validate it and prove that
Yeah.
it was right, it was valid or not valid. So without that information, it couldn't be proved true or
Fire
false.
station.
It wasn't
Oh,
worth
they
our
were
time.
right in front of the fire station? I'm so confused. Is that a fire station right there? I mean,
At any
really, if I
point
were the
in
fireman
time
too, I'd be like, no, never mind.
Leading
We'll be
up to
we'll get you
May
after.
25th, 2021. Did you
Sorry.
give any permission to have your identity used for unlawful purposes or for any purpose? Did you give Tina Peters that authority, that permission?
I assume you mean be used by someone else?
Yes.
No, I did not.
Did you give her your consent to have your identity used
The
by
cross
somebody
on this
else?
guy's
I
going to
did
be
not.
lit. Not
Did
like
you give it
that
any
car.
permission to Belinda Knisley for your identity to be used by somebody else?
No, I did not.
Or Sandy Brown?
No.
Have you ever met a person by the name of Conan James Hayes?
I don't believe so. I know Miss Peters has stated that I met him at the symposium. I have no recollection of that. I rubbed elbows with a lot of people standing in line with food, had a lot of conversations. I don't recall ever meeting someone with that name, but he could very well have been there for all I know. There were a lot of people there.
Did you give any permission or authorization to Tina Peters to have the badge that was issued by Mesa County government to be used by somebody other than you?
No.
And to this day, have you ever seen that badge since you gave it to Belinda Knisley on or about May 19th, 2021?
The physical badge, I don't believe so. I've seen a picture when it was shown to me at the grand jury, I believe.
Have you ever seen any records of when that badge was used as captured by Mesa County government records? It's an awkward question, but are you?
It is an awkward question. I think I saw again, on a screen, a printout of access times during the grand jury testimony. I don't recall for sure, but I think it was there.
Mr. Wood, just wait a moment. I'm going to check with my colleagues.
No?
Mr. Wood, I want to thank you for coming today,
Thank you.
honoring your subpoena. I have no further questions to you on direct examination. I expect defense counsel to have some questions on cross-examination. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Crace.
Your Honor, may we approach for a minute? please?
Oh, okay, sure.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, it's got quiet. It's quiet time. Ooh, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. This guy's gonna get his water on before he gets off the stand. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna drink this free water, damn it. Let me get my free water. It's the least they owe me. Oh, wait, no, he's waiting for cross. Sorry. No, we have cross-examination. We're not even at the jurors yet, Scott. We're not even there yet. But now they want a sidebar. So we have a sidebar, which we don't get any sound for because we don't deserve it. We were naughty. No, I'm just kidding. We weren't naughty. I mean, I wasn't. I don't know about you guys, but I was fine. But yeah, so they're going to be doing that. They're going to be doing that. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Oh, in the quiet jungle. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Ooh. is she standing up? Tina number 1. Tina 7 isn't moving. Isn't that funny? You would think Tina number 7 is running for the box, running for the
All right,
stalls.
we're going to go in and take our mid-afternoon break now.
I
Just
knew
a,
it.
a
Watch
little
her.
bit early.
Watch her.
We'll come back
Watch
at 2:45
her. She picked up
for
her
the
purse. Look at
resumption
her go. Look at her
of,
go.
testimony and
Watch her.
evidence. Please keep in
She's
mind the
getting warmed
admonishment
up.
I've given you. All
She's
rise for the
getting
jury,
warmed up.
please.
She's getting warmed up. She's got the keys. She's warming up. Get the fuck out of my way, dude. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm running. Grande is running. Is it just me, or are people driving worse than usual lately? I don't know. I live in Los Angeles. We all drive horribly. So, I mean, I'm a great driver, but everyone else is really terrible. 100%. Ooh, they're going to take a break. Man, they take a lot of breaks. I think you had quite a long lunch, sir. Thank you very much. I am lookout. Yeah, lookout.
All right, go ahead and take a seat, Mr. Wood.
go,
I think the attorneys may have want to ask some questions,
Okay.
so you can head on out, and they'll let you know if they have questions for you.
Oh,
Okay.
whoa,
But,
what?
We'll just have him.
Say what? No, he's not going to get any questions? No cross-examination? No cross-examine, huh? Look at her. Tina's like, look at me, look at me, look at me, Kenny. Look at me, Kenny. Kenny, look at me. Make eye contact with me, Kenny. Make eye contact with me, Kenny.
Kenny, look at me. I'm Tina Peters, damn it. I made you and I can break you. Damn it. Oh, yeah, you look at me. I'm going to yell back at... Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, turn around, motherfucker. I'm going to say fuck you. Whoa, there's Tina Peters number 3 and Tina Peters number 5. And there's Tina Peters number 6. Tina Peters number 2. That's Tina Peters number 1, the one talking. The really perfect Tina Peters. This is Tina Peters number 8. Number 9. And no, he's not a Tina Peters. This room is full of Tina Peters. Stop! Stop it! Stop it! Get away! Get away! Oh my god! Oh god!
Oh, God, sorry. Oh, my. Oh, don't scare me. Don't scare me. That's a male Tina Peters right there in the blue t-shirt, I'll tell you that. He yells at you at the stop sign. Damn kids. And I yell back, I'm older than you, stupid ass. I'm really enjoying being my age, because it's actually funny to turn it on people and then be like, who you calling old? And I'll be like, I'm older than you, stupid ass. Something funnier than that, but you get the point. Along those lines. Stay off the grass. Stay off of my grass. Get out of here, Grandpa. I like calling people boomers. I feel like I can call them boomers. Even though I am firmly now planting my feet in Gen X, only because I don't want to die. So I thought I'd go from one hated age generation to another hated generation. So I went from boomer to Gen X, because I'm on the cusp, motherfuckers. And I'm taking that cusp and I'm going to eat it. Like peanut butter. Like peanut butter. There's a Tina Peters number. She's probably number 2. Maybe she's number 2. I don't really know. She looks. Crochet. Crochet is not good, okay? Crochet is just not good. Robert, you are obsessed. That guy is a Tina Peters too. That linen suit. I don't know what his deal is, but he's not in our club. He's in the bad club. He's in the MAGA club. Anyway, Well, I don't know how great tonight's lounge is going to be, but I'll be there for it. Don't think I won't. I just don't know how energetic I'll be, but maybe we'll have some nice, quiet trivia by the fire. There are way more Gen X and millennials than boomers. I know. See, that's what I figure is they're dying off, so it's time to join the new generation. I don't want to be associated with the ones that are dying off. I'd rather go to the ones that are still alive. Thank you very much. So I'm jumping generations. That white suit is amazing. It's like that's like Matlock, right? Isn't that what Matlock wore? Didn't he wear one of those like linen suits or something like that? Yeah. Yep. Oh boy. You were out earlier. It was awesome. Traffic on a Friday afternoon is really bad around here. Oh, it was atrocious, not awesome. I'm so dumb. Lee, overcast. God, I really wish it was overcast here. We had overcast for about 20 minutes. See, there's Tina Peters' number. I don't know which number she is. 8? Oh, Granny, don't drink any water. You're going to have to pee in like an hour. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Put it down. Put it down. Back off. Stop gulping the water like it's vodka. Sit down. I fucking love this. You relocated a raccoon today? Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby. Raccoons. They're not cute. I'm sorry. I get the attraction. Oh, that's Tina Peters number 14. Yes, of course, Badger. Badger, are you out? Are you out? Are you out? Are you out? I hope you're not out. Smack dab in the middle of a low pressure system. I'm smack dab in the middle of a low pressure system. I got the low pressure system blues. I need those bars to raise. No, actually, you don't need high pressure, right? Don't you need you need low pressure, right? You need a storm, right? I got that high pressure blues. I got the high pressure blues. I got those Gulf Stream blues. I got those what are those haboobs? We used to talk about haboobs. I got the haboob blues. I got the haboob blues. I live in the desert and I have a haboob blues. It is the change that might make the storm. Well, there you go. I got the no change in pressure blues. Sorry, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. Stop it. I give them a chance. The place I take them does have coyotes. Ooh, well, you know. Circle of life, and it moves us all. Tina in a seersucker shirt. That's not easy to say. That's Tina number 1 right there. That's the OG, the original. They didn't break the mold when they made her. They just made more of her. That's right. He's trying to get a date. He's like, you know, they have these margaritas at the Applebee's down on Main Street that are really amazing. If you would like to have a margarita with me, I would be so honored. Well, I don't really know because you are opposing counsel, so I don't really think I should be talking to you, let alone having a margarita. Well, yeah, maybe you don't. Maybe there is a conflict, a little tiny conflict of interest, but you know, I'm going to tell you right now, those margaritas, you're going to one and done, babe. One and done. Yeah, we're dance a little. I know a great little karaoke bar. Yep, we could get some Korean barbecue and then go to the karaoke bar. That's right. No, I really can't. You're really opposing counsel. Okay, well, yeah. All right, fine. Suit yourself. I gotta go. I gotta put my hands in my pockets. It's not moist. That's the Tina Peters. What the fuck? Get out of here, dude. Get out of here, handlebar mustache, dude. Blech. And very unchoiced. It's not so moist. It's not moist enough to hoist the joist. Oh, Tina Peters everywhere. Here come all the Tina Peters of all the shapes and sizes. All the Tina Peters. Although, is it like a wedding where if you're for the bride, like you sit on the bride's side, and if you're against the bride, you sit on against the bride's side? Is that what this is? Is this what's the etiquette? What's the seating etiquette in the pews? What is it? What is it? Is it that? Is it what I think it is? Dude, your co-counsel was chatting up the defense attorney, and I don't know. She has nice extensions, I will say that. Not as formal, but often. Interesting. I think there should be rules against that. Do 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 do. You know who I feel sorry for is the girl behind that desk, or the woman behind the desk. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say girl. Forgive me. The woman behind the desk over there, that's the court reporter. I don't know. I'm really looking forward, though. I think what we'll do next week, I don't know what the schedule is for this little, trial, but I would love to catch up on the opening statements. Maybe we'll do that Sunday or something. I could probably do that Sunday afternoon. Like catch up on the opening statements we missed from Wednesday and if anything happened yesterday. So I could probably tee up those recordings and we could watch those together and speed through them so that we're not, spending hours and hours and hours. But that would be something we might be able to do because it would be fun because I would like to catch up. Except the state has no family and friends from college. Damn it. Right. 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 So sad. Who is the victim? Who is the victim, Your Honor? That's my. If I was defending Tina, I'd stand up and be like, "Sir, Your Honor, who is the victim? I ask you. Look at this woman. No, that's number 7. Look at over here. This other woman, number 1. Look at her. She has a Rumble channel, Your Honor. She is a citizen journalist. Who is the victim of a journalist, Your Honor? The truth? Corruption, Your Honor? I give you a journalist. Persecuted. For not knowing how computers work. Persecuted for asking for help. What kind of country do we have? Where are we? Is this North Korea? Oh, wait, we like them. Is this the other one, the one we don't like? Whatever one down there in the South America, whichever one we don't like right now. Is this the one? Is this that one? I ask you. Smells pretty socialist in here right now. I'm just saying. A woman can't not know how a computer works. She's just a baby. Come on, Your Honor. Look at those baby blues. And that perfectly coiffed Karen Bob. Karen Bob. That's funny. Oh, good. Matlock's back. I can't wait. Okay, get out of the fucking way. Big asshole. Captain Kangaroo. The evil Captain Kangaroo. What are you? Who are you? Are you the... Maybe he's a bailiff or something like that. And wait, is this guy like a defense witness or a prosec... Why does everybody get to talk to each other? Isn't that like against the rules? Like, you're not supposed to talk to each other, right? Like, off the record, quote unquote. A writ of harm, no harm, no foul. Habeas corpus. Where's the body? Where's the body? Isn't that what that means? There's no body. The party's council can talk. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. The party shouldn't. Well, Tina was trying. She was making googly eyes at this guy, the Kenny Rogers imitation. Look at all these Tina Peters. Look, there's a young Tina Peters, full of extensions, looking good, looking hot, looking ready to rock. Neither party should have the chance to talk alone with the judge. That's a good point. That seems problematic. Look at Tina though. She's like, I'm gonna get his attention. Look at me. Look at me. Is that a Tiffany's bag over there? What the fuck is that? Oh no, it's somebody's screen. Sorry. I'm trained to look for certain colors. I'm like, did she bring a Tiffany's bag? Like bring her like lean cuisine in a Tiffany's bag or something? Right, but can they have drinks? Can they have the 2-for-1 margaritas? Is that okay? I wonder. Oh wait, I want to fix this screen a little bit. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I have questions. How does this all work? How does this work, Your Honor? How? Okay, how? Help us out. Oh no, that's not enough at all. Oh, I know I'm gonna regret this. Okay, well, I'm still gonna do it. Oops. No, I don't like that. Oops. There we go. Oh, that's not the Sunderland protest, you big dummy. You big dummy. Sorry, it takes me a second. Because everything is very tiny. Yeah. Wow. I'm really quickie in the stairwell. Yeah, exactly. We gotta go. Where'd she go? Wait, where's Tina? Doesn't she have a bailiff? Isn't anybody keeping an eye on her? Can she just bolt? Is this going to be like one of those courtroom shows on YouTube that's all grainy, like from the 80s, but it's really not. It's from like 2009. And it's like the person who's like the defendant, you know, sitting in the courtroom. And then all of a sudden they fucking beat it for the exit. And nobody sees them until it's too late. And then the bailiffs are like, what? Wait, what? Probably what? Tina Peters wannabes. I know, right? Good placement, Lolo. Chat is clear on the left now, too. I know. Sorry about that. I struggle with my placement, so I apologize. I'm glad it worked. We'll try and get this to a good point. It's hard. I feel like there's a better way for me to do my screen layout, actually. I feel like if I was tiny against, like if I put myself, whoops, no, not that. Where am I? There I am. If I put myself like over, oops, well now you can't see me, but if I put myself over the thing, you know, like over here, but then like chat had like all this half of the screen where I normally am, that might work too. I don't know. I got to play with it when I have time. I can't do it when I'm live. It's so dumb because whenever I do that, I end up breaking something really badly, as you've all had to bear witness. It probably is. Well, I mean, where is she? I have a question. Oh wait, both of them are gone. The long hair, the defense attorney. There's Tina. Okay, well the defense attorney's gone. Afternoon delight, sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Tom, thank you so much for coming by. Really appreciate you, as always. I really do. Thank you for all you do to support the show. Support media literacy. Yeah, baby. There she is. There's Tina. The devil. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, it's good to see you, Tom. Take care. Be safe out there. Okay? Be safe out there. Yes. See you later. See you later. Hey, what is going on? What is this break? Oh, I guess that's right, man. Media literacy, babes. Babs. Bobs. Afternoon delight. Oh, here she comes. She looks refreshed. Oh no, that's somebody else. Damn it. That's another Tina Peters. Jesus Christ, they're everywhere. There's Tina Peters to the left of me. Tina Peters to the right. Here I am, stuck in a courtroom with you. I know. We're going to record that song. Believe me, it's actually going to happen. It's going to be a back to school song. No. Oops, like, oh, really? Is it? Really? Is it? Really? Is it now? Maybe someday. Just in time for the second coup. Actually, that's what I was thinking the other day. I was like, I wonder if it's time to update the lyrics to that, actually, and like take it all the way through to its next conclusion. But I don't know, that might be too ambitious. Maybe there's a second song. I mean, there's certainly other songs to parody. I mean, there's no dearth of songs to parody along the lines of a coup. I want to do something about Roger Stone. I don't know. I want to keep him in our ether of our legal sites, if you will. Our consciousness. Well, not our real consciousness, because I'd rather that be filled with like lakes and mountains and, you know, all that stuff. But in our like fuckery ether, keeping him front and center would be very interesting. And I will say, Jim hosted a space on Wednesday where he talked a lot about the Catholic orders and things like that, and extremism within the Catholic Church over time and in the current. And I thought it was quite a good space, as well as a good accompanying Substack article that you can get. It's you can subscribe for free. You can get access to the articles for free. So I highly recommend. What's going on? Was everybody leaving? Where's everybody going? Wait, where are you guys going? Wait, where'd everyone... Is everyone gonna go fuck in the stairwell? What? What is happening right now? What, you too? What the fuck? What's up, freaky Colorado? Hey, freaky Colorado. Wait, where is this? Where is this thing? Is this in Colorado? It's in Colorado. Is that the state seal? Yeah, state of Colorado. Sorry. Who has the Honda Civic? Does anyone have the does anyone own a Honda Civic? Because you need to come. Your lights are on. And they all wanted to run out and say it and see who still owns a Honda Civic. I'm so funny. Where are you going? Listen, everybody on the groom's side is staying put. Well, everybody in the groom's category has stayed put. I don't know what's happened to the bride's side of the pews. But there's a predictable chud right there. Nice dungarees fella. She was acquitted like a half an hour ago. Why are we still here? Oh my god. That's funny. Fuck, man. That's right. Let's get the hell out of here. What the hell? Why are we even here? What does this even mean? Oh, damn it. Why are you doing that? Oh my gosh, she was acquitted like a half an hour ago. Did they say Grand Central Station or my aunt's constipation? Who cares? Lovely profile. Me? I have a lovely profile. I don't actually, but thank you. I need to sit up straight. I need to improve my posture. My posture. Look at the poor fucking court reporter who has to sit there. Nobody asked her to come out to the parking garage and smoke a cigarette. Nobody asked the poor court reporter. That's ridiculous. Why? Why don't they? Why? Why don't they? I don't understand. Where's the judge? Oh, wait. He's pooping. No, I don't know. He might not be. Sorry. There I go again. What kind of trivia should we do tonight? Let's see. We should do presidential trivia. Don't you think? Why don't we do presidential trivia? Do you guys think that's a good idea, or should we just go with the flow and do our quote-unquote rant? It's a safety meeting. That's right. Paul J., everyone's been called to a safety meeting. Oh, damn it. And this guy's like, I'm never invited anywhere. I hate everybody. Maybe if I bring back this nude picture of the girl next to me, people will like me more. Nope, I can't find it. Uh-oh. Maybe I submitted it with the evidence by mistake. Damn it. Where is that picture? Where is that picture? Where is that picture? I can't find it anywhere. Where's that picture of the girl? Bong rips in the bathroom. Bong rips in the bathroom. Oh, wait. We know what to say. We know what to do. Wait. I know what to do. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Oops. Damn, man. That's...
Smoke a sufficient number of joints per day. Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day. Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day. Make sure you smoke a...
Okay, that's enough of that. For trivia, go with the flow tonight. Excellent idea. I love it, Scott. Exactly what I was thinking. Mine keep disappearing. How does that happen? Do they go up in smoke? Yeah, what time is it? Why is everybody still in the bathroom? What's so interesting in there? Well, I don't know. They started a conga line and then they told me to get out. Oh, is this a nun? No, I'm sorry. Actually, I like the bun. I like the whole head to toe. Woo! Ooh, ha cha cha cha. Little slit. Don't talk to the other guy. You're not supposed to do that. Don't do that. That's naughty. What? Okay, there's a little bit of a traffic jam. Excuse me. We don't have enough. Somebody's gonna go up in flames if we wipe our suits together in polyester things. It's gonna be bad. Oh my God. Are we just gonna decide? Is she acquitted? I mean, is that what we're deciding here? Was she actually acquitted? Is that true? Damn, that was quick. God, it's like the blip. I'm telling you right now. Let's see. Let's make this a little bigger. We can do it. Yes, we can. It's not wake and bake anymore. It's nap and bake. No. Nap and bake. Just bake and bake. Bake and bake. I gotta eat something. What'd you guys have for lunch? Or dinner? Wait, what time is it? Holy shit, it's 5:00. What are you guys having for dinner? I want pizza. I'm gonna try and convince Bobo to get pizza. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. joints for lunch again. Yeah, that's what I had. Well, kind of. Not as, not as fancy as all that, but yes. Smoke weed every day. Are we going to get started? Is everybody okay? What's going on here? Come on. This is the longest 15 minutes of everybody's life. Oh, all rise. Oh, yeah, sit down, sit down. Sit down, everybody. Sit down, fake Tina Peterses.
Mr. Wood, you can go ahead and take the witness stand, please.
Yeah,
The parties
sit
are
down.
present.
Sit down, fake
Are we
Kenny
ready to go
Rogers.
forward, Mr. Shapiro?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Case, ready to go forward?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and bring the jury in.
All right. Let's rock and roll. Well, now that they're back from the bathroom, I have to pee. So forget it. I'll be right back.
Go ahead and take a seat, everyone. Thank you. Just turned 3 o'clock. I know we're a little bit late. I promise we were productive while you were on break, such that we can move forward here efficiently. We're going to turn it over to Mr. Case in the cross-examination. Mr. Wood, I remind you, sir, that you're still under oath. Yes. Mr. Case.
Oh, look who decided to join us.
Good afternoon.
Tina Peters, number 7 in the striped top.
Is this okay?
Cannot stop
hear.
running to the bathroom. All of a sudden, she just has to stop all the proceedings, just to walk in. Okay. My hoodie will be here Thursday. Kamala as Wonder Woman, great for knocking on
I
doors,
wanna talk
September,
to you,
October.
first
Very nice.
About your certainty that you never talked
I'm eating an
to
ice cream sandwich.
Tina Peters or Sharona Bishop between May the 19th and May the 25th, 2021.
Okay,
Do you recall that testimony you gave?
I do.
And are you certain that between the 19th of May, 2021 and the 25th of May, 2021, you never spoke by email, text, phone, any communication with either Tina Peters or Sharona Bishop?
From the time that we parted at the clerk's office until then,
Yes.
fairly certain.
Now, I've listened to your testimony today, and I've read your testimony before the grand jury. And I just want to see if this would be a fair summary of your testimony. Number one, you were not present for the imaging on May the 23rd.
Correct.
And as you just told us, you did not have any contact with Clerk Peters or Sharona Bishop or anyone from the clerk's office after May the 19th, 2021, when you left the clerk's office, and before
Didn't they
or
use his identity
including
or
May the
something?
25th.
That is my recollection, yes.
Now, I asked you if you were certain. Are you certain?
I have reason to be certain, and yes, I am certain.
And you never gave permission for anyone else to use your key card.
Correct.
And you did not know anything about the plan to use your key card to bring in Cone and Hayes.
I did not.
And that's also a fair summary of your testimony to the grand jury.
Yes, I believe that is.
And the grand jury testimony, that's the testimony that you would not provide without an immunity agreement. True?
I don't know if that's accurate to say.
Uh-oh, now we're going to get
Before
it.
you testified
Now we're getting into
in
it.
front of the grand jury, did you sign an immunity agreement with the government?
I did.
And did you refuse to testify until you had immunity?
I don't recall it going that way.
Ooh. Ooh.
You got a subpoena to testify before the grand jury?
I did.
And after you got the subpoena, did you sign the immunity agreement?
I don't recall the order.
Now, do you know what Signal is?
I do.
What is it?
It's a communication platform that is touted to be private.
Objection
It's a
beyond
spy
scope, am I correct, in
platform. No,
terms
I'm
of
just
signal?
kidding. It's just a telecommunication. It's
I'm
like
gonna overrule
WhatsApp.
For now, I'll see where it goes. And the answer stands.
I'm sorry, I missed the answer because of the objection.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's a communication platform, a lot like texting. You can do group text, individual text, but it's touted as being private.
It's private because it is encrypted.
That's what they say.
Yeah, and what
I
is
have never
encrypted?
validated the encryption. I don't know.
I'm sorry?
I can't vouch for the level of encryption and the quality of it, but they claim that it's encrypted.
And what does encrypted mean?
Well, it can mean a lot of things. Encrypted means that the data is, most people would think obfuscated, but it is scrambled so that you have to have the right password, the right key to unlock
John
it and be able
Carpenter,
to read it.
They.
Can group chats be created on Signal?
They can.
And in a Signal group chat, can multiple people message each other in the same text thread?
Yes, they can.
And is membership in that group restricted to the people who are included in the group setup?
It can be. It can be open and it can be closed.
Right. And an entire group that's in this text thread can be given a custom name like Broncos football.
Sure.
But I mean, who would? Am I right?
In 2021, was your cell phone number 719-930-0265?
Your Honor, for the record, that phone number has just been given out to the world. I would have preferred counsel be a little more.
What in the
tactful
fuck
in
just
how we
happened?
Question the witness regarding his cell phone.
Oh, all right. When it comes to personal identifying information of that nature, next time let's approach, please. But
Oh my
you
fucking
can answer the
God.
question.
Yes, it was.
Oh my
And in
God.
2021, were you using Signal on that cell phone number?
I was.
And within Signal, did you can give yourself a custom name, true?
Yes.
And in 2021, did you use the handle Trebuchet? That's Trebuchet. Trebuchet. As your
I have used that name. I don't recall if that was my Signal handle.
Well, at least it wasn't Mushroom Hammer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know, Little Prince
would it refresh your recollection?
you know, I mean, it
to
could be a
look
million
at
things,
a signal
is all I'm
chat
saying.
from May of 2021?
Sure.
You can approach.
Sir, is this the whole?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sir, is this the whole exhibit?
No,
Can I see the whole?
I'm going to
exhibit?
do it page by page. I'll show it to you as I offer it to the witness.
You can approach. This is just
Thank you.
to refresh recollection at this time.
Have you looked at the exhibit?
I have.
Does it have your phone number on it?
It does.
Does it have your signal handle, trebuchet?
Yes.
Does it have the date of May 13, 2021 on it?
I don't see a date on it.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
right below Tech Team at the top left.
Oh, I couldn't see it in the angle. May 13th, 2021, yes.
Yes, and that is about the time that you testified that you first heard or first talked to Sharona Bishop and Tina Peters about helping them with computer software and technical assistance.
It
True?
would have been about that time, yes.
Yes. Now, what does trebuchet mean?
It is a medieval siege engine for throwing rocks to a great distance.
And why did you choose that name?
I like the physics of it.
Can you tell us who were the
I'm into
members
the
of
font.
Tech
Sorry,
Team
dude.
on May the 13th of
You
2021?
know, that's
I
cool and
do
everything,
not know.
but you're a font in my mind.
Would it refresh
That's it.
your recollection to look at the next page of this text thread?
It's possible.
Sorry. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I'm showing you, I showed you before A009.
Mm-hmm.
And this page is labeled A008.
Okay. Does that mean it comes before?
Yes. I'm sorry, Your Honor, so the chronology is clear. The oldest text is A009, and it's going to proceed.
Okay, that, it's not an exhibit yet, so okay.
All
It's
right.
just being used to refresh his
that's-
recollection.
explain.
Be
That's fine.
safely, but that's really fun. I'm sorry. I love
Does that
thunderstorms a
refresh your
lot.
recollection looking at A008?
I can't say it refreshes my recollection, but it looks like a text thread that I was on.
A text thread called,
Well, a signal, whatever, yeah.
called Tech Team, correct?
Yes.
For the reporter, that's TECHTEAM, Tech Team. And it has a date on it of May 13, 2021,
That's what it says.
and it says Tech Team 3 members. True?
Okay.
Is that true?
It does say 3 members, yes.
Yes. And then it says Sharona Bishop added you to the group. True?
It does say that.
And then Sharona Bishop says, Tina, this is our guy. True?
That's what it says.
And then there's a message here from you, isn't there? From Trebuchet.
It says, yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to object regarding improper foundation, lack of authentication. We're talking about an exhibit that's not even been admitted yet.
Right, so the exhibit isn't admitted yet, so it's improper to be reading
Right.
from it.
So, Mr. Wood, you can identify Exhibit A008 as part of a text thread that you were a member of on Signal with Tina Peters and
Guys,
Sharona
be
Bishop.
safe up there.
True?
Watch the lightning.
I don't know. I don't have any recollection of that.
you acknowledged that you were a member of the tech team chat group on Signal, true?
I thought I acknowledged that it appears that way from what I'm seeing.
Yes. And you have no recollection of participating in such a group?
I don't.
Once again, is your phone number 719-930-0265?
Your Honor, I'm gonna object. Lack of foundation, irrelevant, has not been authenticated, and he's testifying.
It's been asked and answered.
So does it refresh your recollection that someone named Trebuchet, in response to the message, Tina, this is our guy, somebody named Trebuchet said,
Your Honor, again,
This is not how
It's in public
refreshing of
foundation.
recollection works, Mr. Case. So, let's move on.
may I approach, please?
Yes.
You're looking at exhibit number A007, true?
It does say A007.
And again, at the top, it says tech team.
It does?
Your Honor, again, I'm gonna object. If he wants to
Can
lay
we,
the
can we
foundation.
have council approach? Let's talk about this up here.
Jesus Christ. Okay, can we get the lawyers from Bob's Law School out of here and get some real lawyers in? Where's that blonde chick? She was much better. I want her back. This guy, this Poltergeist 2 ghost, and he's probably younger than me, needs to move on and get the hell out. Get out. Even Tina Peters is like, I can't with this lawyer. I suppose she couldn't afford her other lawyers. I think she used to have Kurt Olson as a lawyer. I don't know where Kurt Olson is these days. So Kurt Olson, if you don't know, Kurt Olson was a lot of people's lawyers, first of all. He was a lot of people's lawyer. But one of the people he was lawyer for was Mike Lindell. And I know that for at least in the very, very beginning, the early days of Tina Peters' legal entanglements, I know that she had Kurt Olson by her side for at least a little bit of it, or at least advising. So I kind of, number one, I wonder if she's now self-sufficient and funding her legal defense through her Grifts and Go, or if she still gets help from Lindell, which I imagine she doesn't. I think that stopped pretty quickly, actually, if I remember correctly. But interestingly, Kurt Olson is someone I just don't think we've heard enough about, given all the MAGA lawyers that have gotten into trouble. So I would keep an eye out for that name. And maybe I still feel like I need to do an election integrity show to talk about how this is all a bunch of baloney and malarkey. And that's where we could talk about Kurt Olson. He was Carrie Lake's lawyer. He lost her cases, multiple. So yeah, Kurt Olson is one to watch for that name because he's a little bit of a fucker. And he's probably more of a fucker than like some of the lesser magistrates of legal eagles that have been like representing people in Georgia and other places. So I don't know. He's a little too behind the scenes for me right now, and I'd like to see him step into the spotlight and really get everything that's coming to him. Oh, I mean, that he deserves legally. But yeah, that's it. That's it. What are we doing with these WhatsApp messages? What's the over-under for the amount of lives Trump has destroyed? God, that's really a good question. That is such a good question. I'm going to remind you again, like what Joe said yesterday when he was talking about the release of the people held in Russia. And when, I don't know if it was Steve Ducey. Hey, Neil, welcome back. If it was Steve Ducey, or what's that guy's name? Peter Ducey, Steve Ducey. I don't know which his name is because he looks like both Steve and Peter, and so I don't really know. What would be an average for that? I don't even know. So anyway, one of the guys, I think it was Fox News, asked him as he was leaving, like, you know, former President Trump said that he could have gotten the people released from Russia with no exchange of other prisoners. What do you say to that? And Joe just turns around and is like, well, then why didn't he? And I'm like, that's the mic drop of all mic drops of all mic drops. Anyway. But yeah, the lives. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is there any news on him today? What's the 411 on the streets? I haven't even looked at the news other than what's going on here. And then obviously Sunderland, you know, we were looking at Sunderland for a minute. Let me go over here and take this. Oh my God, I frickin' hate this thing so much. Get over here, you stupid little screen. Oh my frickin' God. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be real mad at you. Oh, why my screen's being weird? Anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's see what else might be on screen right now. Do 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 do. Oh, they're back on the record. Back on the record. Back on the record. I'll quiet down. Well, I'll quiet down when they do. Let's see what else is happening.
May I approach, please?
Yes.
Okay, some headlines. Kamala Harris secures enough delegates to be Democratic nominee. Russia, according to MSNBC, wouldn't hesitate, quote, to take more Americans as hostages in an effort to make more trades. Justice Department sues TikTok and parent company ByteDance for violating children's privacy laws. That's from CNBC.
Mr. Wood, would you take a look at the exhibit that is in front of you, which is labeled Defendant's Exhibit 001, pages 1 through 9.
Yes.
Thank you.
That looks like the biggest. Wait, what's this? Elizabeth Allen, a U.S. diplomat, will become the chief of staff to Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate. Okay. Doesn't that person usually pick their chief of staff? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. God, it's almost like they didn't vet J.D. Vance and all the shit he said. Or they really thought that J.D. Vance would sell with more people than the few that he actually does. Oh yeah, the stock market went down.
Okay.
Have you looked at all the
Shit
pages?
happens.
And I'm
It'll go
sorry,
back up.
I gave you the wrong
Buy low,
identification.
sell high.
It is Exhibit A, as in alpha, pages 1 through 9.
Okay. I thought that's what you said, but it's all right.
Have you now looked at all the pages?
I have.
Can you identify Exhibit A as the tech team chat on Signal between yourself as Trebuchet, Tina Peters, the clerk and recorder, and Sharona Bishop?
I can say that you have what looks like screenshots of it. I don't know. I don't recall any of this.
No.
Well, what do you mean screenshots of it?
You have screenshots of text messages that you are claiming are between us.
Ooh,
Is this not a screenshot?
ooh, he's mad.
I don't know. I'm not a software engineer, but
All right.
if you say so, I'll take your word.
I don't think that's a technical term.
Yeah, it's not. but
Okay, I don't know. Is that a screenshot?
I guess the
It's
question
getting
is,
testy.
can you identify that as a communication that you had with those people identified in the exhibit? Do you know if you were a party to that conversation?
I don't recall this conversation.
Okay.
So that means you cannot identify Exhibit A?
Yes, I cannot identify it.
Ooh. Look at her. She's texting. Look at my phone. Look at my phone. I wrote you an answer. I'm writing you an answer right now. Check your phone. Check your phone. No, not that one. No, not that one. Check your phone. I'm sending you a message right now. I'm going to send you a communication that proves that that man on that stand is lying right now.
Were you
That's what
part of a
Tina's
group
saying.
known as the Tech
Yes,
Team?
here.
Do you recall that?
I don't recall any of this.
Wait, didn't he say he was Trebuchet? I'm coming in late too, apparently. Didn't he just fucking say
So
that? Didn't
you
he say
said that in early April
so
2021, you
confused.
received a call from Sharona Bishop.
I think I testified, or I believe it was early May. I may have said late April in the grand jury testimony or something, but it was somewhere in that time frame.
And you learned that Clerk Peters needed a person to help out with IT work around the office.
Okay.
That was it, yes.
All right. Good catch.
Do you know of anybody other than yourself who uses the name Trebuchet?
I know other people who like the idea and can build them. I don't know anyone else, no. But I do know that I have an email address that uses that name, and I had to put numbers on the end because other people were using it. There's quite a lot of trebuchets out there as IDs.
Well, do you know anyone who went to the symposium that uses the name Trebuchet?
Well, I mean,
As
that's
far
a
as
dumb
I know,
question.
no one else. But
you know-
I don't know everyone at the symposium.
Right. Do you know anyone else in the Grand Junction area that uses the name Trebuchet?
Objection, speculation, and relevance.
This is so dumb. Stop it.
I'll allow him to answer the question if he knows it.
Oh, man.
I don't have any knowledge of anyone else.
You know people that build them? Wait a minute. I'm still stuck there. Trebuchet Mike Pence.
Did you ever show Exhibit A to the government?
Aren't those like the pumpkin throw?
No.
My ears are popping.
So, when you got your
Aren't those like those pumpkin
key card
chuckers?
from the county,
Sir, are you a pumpkin
do you
chucker?
recall what day that was?
My recollection was it would have been the Wednesday or Thursday before the 23rd, so it would have been
Now he's
the
getting pissy.
Wednesday would be the 19th or Thursday the 20th. That is my recollection.
Mr. Trebuchet is getting a little sprung.
Does it refresh your
Reflect?
recollection
No.
to
Sorry.
look at
I'm sorry to
page
make fun of that. It's not fair.
A6 of Exhibit A.
I noticed that when I was reading through.
What did you notice?
I noticed that it's dated May 14th, but that's not what I recall.
And what does it say?
Your Honor,
Is that-
again, it's improper foundation for refreshing recollection.
Yes, it is. Is his memory refreshed or not, is the
Well,
question.
now that you've, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay, go ahead.
Now that you've looked at page A6 of Exhibit A, does it refresh your recollection that you told Tina Peters and Sharona Bishop, quote, I have
I'm
my
sorry,
ma-
I'm sorry,
Objection,
Mr.
continuing
Case.
objection.
All right, Mr. Case, please don't read from the document. The question is your memory refreshed from reading the document? And then he can answer it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Is your memory refreshed from reading page A6?
This is not how I remember it.
So is that a yes or a no?
It does not refresh my memory.
Do you know who Sandy is?
I would guess at this point, I don't think I did at the time. I think that there is,
Yeah, he builds
Sandy or
fucking
Sandra in the-
trebuchets.
in
I'd
the
be-
clerk's
he-
office.
He's hostile.
but
He likes to
Your Honor,
catapult
object.
shit.
Question calls for speculation as evidenced by the answer. I'd ask that.
It's overruled. You can, go ahead. If you know, you know.
I don't know anyone with that spelling of their name. It's an odd spelling.
What spelling?
You said Sandy. I don't know which page that's on.
And you can just flip that upside down. We're not actually referring to that anymore. That's not up there for your
Okay.
reference unless I give you permission to look at it.
I don't know anyone with that name that I can recall having that spelling.
I think initially you thought it referred to Sandra Brown.
That's what I would guess. I don't think I knew her at that time.
Your Honor, again, this is irrelevant at this point. Lack of foundation, and again.
And
I'd
isn't
ask
he
Mr. Wood
testifying
simply
for
turn the
him?
documents
Tina's
over
about
and
ready
not
to
be
jump out of her
distracted by
fucking
that.
skin.
Yes, please. Thank you. Let's move on to the next question, please. I'm not following the relevance at this point if we're not getting this exhibit admitted.
Well, I don't have any more, Your Honor. I'm done, I guess. Does anybody have my page 6? Anybody? Who moved my page 6? Where's my page 6? Kevin?
13?
Kevin, did you take my page 6? Where is it? Damn it.
MM15.
I know, he's pretty getting, everybody in the club getting tipsy.
You guys have this, right?
Yes.
Yep, we're familiar with that. Okay, thanks.
Are we approaching
Yeah,
this?
approaching.
Yes, yeah.
I knew when I stepped to the line, it was,
It's okay.
there you go. I'm showing you exhibit MM, as in Mike, 15. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is it?
It looks like the, what do you call it, limited use agreement?
Could you look at page 2?
I can.
Did you sign on page 2, exhibit MM15?
Your Honor, the people will stipulate to MM15 as a limited use agreement executed between the defendant, his attorney, and the district attorney.
MM15 is so admitted. You can continue to ask questions, though.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, before you, the date of your testimony to the grand jury was February 20th, is that correct?
She
I don't
has
remember
a
the exact
show,
date.
Jim.
22?
Are you
It was
kidding?
February
Is
of
she
22.
still
I don't remember
alive?
the
That's
exact
great.
date.
I'm glad.
It was
Proof of
after
life.
the date of this agreement, true?
Yes,
And this agreement was signed February the 17th of 2022, true?
yes.
Now, when you were going to testify before the grand jury, you knew that Mr. Rubenstein, the district attorney, wanted to ask you questions about the events surrounding what happened at the clerk and recorder's office in May of 2021.
Yes,
And you knew that the district attorney also wanted to ask you about your attendance at the cyber symposium.
yes,
And your testimony is still that you were not part of any plan to let anyone use your key
Yeah,
card.
it's the same one.
that's correct.
And your testimony is that you knew nothing about the imaging done on May 23rd and May 26th, 2021.
I don't believe I did.
In
I don't-
essence, you're completely innocent of what happened in Mesa County.
Yes, I would say I am.
And yet you refuse to testify before the grand jury without an immunity agreement.
Whoa.
I don't know that that's the way it went.
He said it wasn't categorized.
I don't know
Asked
that I
and answered.
refused.
The immunity agreement told
Guy
you
really wants
that
this to stick.
the government was investigating people for other crimes. True?
The immunity agreement did?
Yes.
I'm not certain that it says that. Does it say that?
You just need to answer the question.
I'm not aware of that, no.
And the crimes that were listed in the immunity agreement were election crimes. True?
I guess so. I don't know what crimes it lists.
Was cyber crimes in there?
I don't know. I'm
Offenses
not reading it
related-
right now. I don't remember the exact wording.
Offenses related to criminal impersonation?
Okay?
Offenses related to official misconduct?
Okay?
Yeah.
And your position is,
And
I wasn't
more.
there, I didn't know, they tricked me.
I don't
Overrated.
think I ever said they
some
tricked
might
me, but
say.
I said I wasn't there. Yes.
Just kidding.
And yet, without this immunity agreement, you would have refused to answer questions before the grand jury based on your Fifth Amendment right. True?
Possibly.
Now, you say that you have an alibi for May the 23rd, the day the imaging was done. True?
I do have an alibi for that date, yes.
Yeah. And the alibi is that you were at a party at your house while the images were being made at the clerk's office.
You were swinging.
You were with your family at a graduation party.
And it
you even
happened
showed
at
us
your
pictures.
birthday
If those
party.
were the hours that it was done, yes.
And if it wasn't those hours, if the imaging was done in the morning, in the morning you were at church where your wife is the pastor. True?
My wife and I are both pastors, yes.
Thank you.
He's going after the pastor.
Now, would you agree
Shameless.
with me that you would violate your immunity agreement if you lied to the government?
It would be at risk of being invalidated, yes.
And it would violate your immunity agreement if you withheld material information from them.
Yes, material information that I had, yes.
Right. And material information would be something like a text chat that you were a party to but didn't show them.
Well, I would like to point out that I didn't have any text chats at that time from that period because my phone was confiscated by the FBI. I still don't have that phone. I lost all text messages. I lost many of my contacts. I lost important birth dates, important dates. I lost a lot of things. So you're asking me to recall on memory things that I don't have in my possession.
Well,
Nice.
I've-
Nice, Lee.
asked to refresh your memory with text chats with trebuchet on it, but you say you don't recognize them. True?
I don't recall those.
Yeah, he's been kicked out of the neighborhood swingers club. No more parties at his house. People get fucking indicted. They got to use that as an alibi. He had to tell him everybody was there. Sylvia, her husband Joel. My God, the new neighbors down the street, Roseanne and Jerry. God, it's really, it has destroyed his life. He can't. That's it. That orgy gold mine is done. Kaput. Finished. Yep.
Now,
Yeah, they should
when you
revoke the
talk
agreement and
to,
have a hearing. Good idea.
Clerk
Yes,
Peters,
please be safely.
did she tell you that she was looking for somebody trustworthy?
At one point she did, yes.
Yes. That was when you were in her office.
Sir, how come
with
the defendant
Linda
can check
Nicely.
TikTok
True?
this whole time?
That was probably part of that conversation, yes.
Right. And she wanted somebody trustworthy who could make an image, a backup copy of the information on the election management server. True?
She was inquiring about the possibility of doing it, yes.
Right. Because she knew that on May the 25th, the government was coming to do the trusted build. True?
Objection, speculation as to what the defendant
Right, I
knew.
understand, sustained.
She told you that the Secretary of State, the government, was coming on May the 25th to do a trusted build.
I don't know if she mentioned the date.
Right.
She did say they were coming to update the system.
Right. And it was her understanding that she told you that when they did the software update, it would erase everything on the server, correct?
No, I don't think that's correct.
Well, what did she say it would erase?
I don't think she said that it would erase. I believe she said she was afraid it would erase.
All right. And did she explain that as clerk and recorder, she has a legal duty to preserve?
Your Honor, I'm going to object as to self-serving hearsay.
Sustained.
Stay at your microphone, sir. Please. Please. And shut up at the same time. Let me guess. No further questions. Let me guess. You don't have any more. You're done. Tina's very disappointed.
Now,
Damn.
you were in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for the symposium,
I was.
and you say on the way there, you heard about a Code Monkey Z broadcast,
A posting,
a posting. All right. What is a posting?
where someone takes material and they post it online.
All right, and it was posted on the Gateway Pundit, I believe you said?
I didn't say. I don't know where it was posted. It's been posted many times in
It was
many places.
posted at the
I don't know where it was originally
Shamposium
posted.
first.
May I approach you on?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I've put in front of you a thumb drive. That's a USB drive, right?
Yeah, thumb drive is fine.
Okay. Labeled, I think it's JJ7. Could you,
Looks like, yeah, JJ-7.
thank you. Now, at the break, you had a chance to watch the video that is on that thumb drive, true?
Assuming it's the same video, yes.
Yes. And are you able to identify that video as the Code Monkey Z video that you saw before?
I don't know if it's the very same one, no. There's, like I said, it's been posted many times. There's been voice analysis. There's been all sorts of things done. People have edited it. I don't recall the commentary being put in there, the other things being edited in. I don't know if it's the original.
I see. So you're unable to say if you've ever seen this before today?
That
did-
exact
I'm sorry,
version, no.
Okay, thank you. That was what I was looking for clarification on.
Oh, no. Sorry. Oh.
Now,
I'm glad
when you
we
were
missed
in-
that, Jim.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you learned that your name was mentioned twice by the Colorado Secretary of State in a nationally televised press conference. True?
I assume it was nationally televised, yes.
And you knew that investigator Cannon was looking for you. True?
I was, yes.
Yes, because your wife texted you investigator Cannon's phone number. True?
I believe that's true, yes.
So you had his number, you knew he was looking for you, and you knew you were completely innocent.
Is he trying to
True?
blame him for this whole
Yes.
thing?
Did you call him?
I did not.
We got to get back to that climate book.
Now, while you were at the cyber symposium, did you get a new phone?
While I was there, no, I did not.
Well, did you start using a new phone?
No?
Are you familiar with the phone number 970?
Hold on.
And
Mr.
stop.
Case?
Is it possible the defendant can maybe, defense counsel could maybe just do the last four digits or find some other more sanitized manner
Right.
versus publishing the
Right.
PII?
Right. So can you, let's try it a different
Are
way.
you a
Can
lawyer?
And see if you can identify that as his phone.
Are you a lawyer, sir, at all? Do you
Did
have
you
any
start
ethics?
at the cyber symposium? Did you start using a phone number, last four digits 9100?
I don't know if that was the digits. I had a second phone at that time.
And
It was my personal phone and my work phone. I don't recall the phone number of that phone. Again, that phone has been confiscated and that number is no longer valid.
but you did start using another phone at the cyber symposium, true?
I did not start using another phone at the cyber symposium. I had that phone. It was a work phone. I had a work phone and a home phone, or personal phone.
Was one of them a BlackBerry, sir?
Well, we're 0 for 2 on things I wanted you to identify, except for the immunity agreement.
Oh,
May I show you prosecution exhibit number 4?
You
We have no
may.
objection to approaching the witness.
All right, you may approach. You have no objection to this exhibit?
I want it to be authenticated.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear
It's
what you
not.
said.
It's admitted.
I think it's his copy.
No, I did not. Yeah, did I?
Exhibit 4 has not
Not
been
been,
admitted.
I didn't offer that.
I have 1, 2, 3, and 5, but not 4 yet.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Do you recognize the government exhibit number 4 as a photograph of someone you met at the cyber symposium named Conan Hayes?
I do not. It actually looks like the actor Aaron Paul right here.
What's that refer to, Jim?
Well, when the prosecution asked you if you had met Conan Hayes, I noticed that he didn't show you his picture.
Okay.
So is that the person you met? Did you meet that person at the cyber symposium? Because you said you didn't know if you had met Conan Hayes or not. And you said it's possible you did. Is
I
that
don't
a picture of
recognize
someone you
anybody
met?
in this picture.
Pardon?
If you had shown this to me before, I thought it would have been the actor Aaron Paul.
So
I
you
don't-
don't recognize that as a photograph
Big
of somebody
fan,
you met at the
Breaking
cyber
Bad.
symposium?
Doesn't look familiar to me.
And Fast and Furious. Oh, Chutkin's ball? What do you mean, Jim? Let me see.
Now, you flew
Where's that
back
coming
on Mike
from?
Lindell's plane,
I did?
and were you kind of a celebrity on the plane?
I don't think that would be the right word. No,
Were you sitting next to somebody named Joe Oltman?
I was not.
Hunter Biden. It's on CNN. Hunter
Or were you sitting
Biden
next to somebody
won't
named
be sentenced
Karen
on gun
Siebold?
charges until after presidential election.
No, I was not sitting next to her.
That's interesting.
Nearby.
It's not that big of a plane. Define nearby.
Within
DC did their
10 feet.
thing, releasing case
Sure,
back
could've
to
been 10 feet.
Chutkin. Sweet. Why isn't that on? News services are so dumb. I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you.
Did you brag to Joe Oltman
Thank you.
that Conan Hayes used your key card
Trying to find that.
to perform the imaging?
I did not.
Did you and your wife, Wendy Wood, attend a luncheon with Laura Logan and other people when Laura Logan was out here making her movie about election integrity?
No,
Oh,
You were not there?
I was not there.
Was your wife, if you know?
I believe my wife did meet Laura Logan at one point.
oh. Tell me, is she annoying as she is in online as she is in person? No, I mean, yeah, the other way around. I just don't see that yet. Hold on, let me check it somewhere else. I'm gonna check it somewhere else. Then you know the news just won't
Now,
stop.
when you
Oh,
traveled to
damn it.
South Dakota,
Stop
you got
it.
there on the 9th of August. The rest of the group arrived on August 10th. True?
Monday
You
and
guys
Tuesday,
are
yes.
so
I
dumb.
arrived
Why
Monday,
do
they
you
arrived
default
Tuesday.
to that screen?
I don't know the actual.
I will never
I can't.
know.
I don't have a calendar in front of me, but that sounds right.
When you walked into the symposium, you sent a message to the group that you
Well, that was
were part
fast.
of that was going to the symposium.
There we go.
Let me
It's
start
an
over.
hour ago.
Did you form?
Wow, I'm so out
did you
of it.
become a member of a chat group with the people that were going to the symposium?
Quite possibly.
And when you walked into the symposium,
I'm just going to stop. The federal election interference prosecution against Donald Trump is finally back in trial court. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkin can now apply the Supreme Court ruling bestowing broad criminal immunity on former President to Trump's case to see what's left of it after the High Court imposed a new and murky immunity test. It's unclear what precise form that complex. I'll do this. I'll push this over here so you can see what I'm actually reading, which is MSNBC. Sorry, that's so small. It's unclear what precise form that complex project will take, whether it's with written briefs, hearings, or a combination of the two. What's clear is that a trial won't happen before November's presidential election, and that if Trump wins that election, then his federal cases are good as gone. Blah, blah, blah. Special counsel Jack Smith is appealing Trump-appointed judges Aileen Cannon's dismissal of the other federal case regarding classified documents and obstruction. An example of what Chutkin must decide, Roberts noted that she needs to examine with appropriate input from the parties whether a prosecution involving Trump's alleged attempts to influence the vice president's oversight of the certification proceeding in his capacity as president of the Senate would pose any dangers of intrusion on the authority and functions of the executive branch. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
did you send out a
Thanks, Jim.
text on that chat
Appreciate
thread
that.
to find the people who were coming from Grand Junction?
Maybe.
Did you say, "Where's my peeps"?
It's possible.
Are you
At the
an adult
symposium, you
male who
spent
uses the word
time
peeps?
backstage, is that right?
Maybe.
Yes.
You were with the cyber group, true?
The cyber group, yes. The cyber experts, yes.
Yeah, the cyber experts.
Uh-huh.
The red
And
team?
Conan Hayes wasn't with the cyber experts? The
Not-
cyber mercenary wasn't with the cyber experts?
Not to my knowledge.
Were
They
you
were-
inside rooms meeting with lawyers?
I had talked to a couple of people who said they were attorneys, yes.
Yes, because after the Secretary of State's public announcement, her press conference, where your name was used, you thought you might need a lawyer, true?
Yes.
Yes. So you met with Karen Cook and Mike McCulloch for over 2 hours at the symposium, true?
I don't know the
I
names.
know.
And
Yeah,
I don't
I've
know the
seen
time
that.
frame, but I did meet with someone and was asking for
that
references,
she-
yes.
Yeah. It's a terrible. It's a terrible example of how bigoted and horrid the world can be.
So
So, yeah, that's all I really
Clerk
want
Peters
to say about that.
told you that she wanted somebody trustworthy.
Objection,
True.
asked and answered.
Sustained, that was already asked and answered.
But when you testified before the grand jury, you betrayed Clerk Peters to get immunity for yourself.
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
That's so stupid. Ooh, he's mad.
Your Honor, that's all the questions that I have at this,
Ooh,
well,
I just wanted to
excuse
get that
me.
one
I may
dig
have
in
a
there
couple
before
more.
I
Okay, sure,
go.
take your time.
That guy's like, Tina, you are never coming on
Yeah,
our
so when Ms.
trip to the
Peters
mud
was
baths
discussing with
again.
you the possibility of you making a backup image of the voting system equipment, your understanding was that would be legal, true?
Yes. I've never heard of it not being legal to back up a computer.
Well,
Well, it is now,
well,
but it wasn't.
Sustained.
that's ridiculous. Jury, you can disregard that. Yeah, he's a pastor. That's right, easily. This guy should not be lying. Don't lie, mister. Jesus
Your Honor,
doesn't
that's all
lie.
the questions I have at
Okay,
this
goodbye.
time for Mr. Wood. But
Great.
we ask that he remain subject to recall after we introduce Exhibit A through other witnesses, so that it can be
Okay,
properly
if
admitted.
he's on your subpoena, then you can let him know. He's
Thank
not
you.
released. Any redirect, Mr. Shapiro?
Very briefly.
Okay.
Mr. Wood, at the symposium, did the name Conan Hayes come up to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
The immunity agreement that was entered into with the assistance of your lawyer and the DA's office, did you receive full transactional immunity, meaning you could not be prosecuted at all? Or did you only receive limited use immunity, meaning your statements could not be used against you?
I only received a limited immunity.
Okay, so it was your understanding, sir, that you still could be criminally prosecuted by the district attorney?
Yes.
And furthermore,
Womp
if you
womp.
were dishonest and you were testifying under oath and you were dishonest, you could be prosecuted for what crime?
For perjury, for whatever was related that I was lying about, I guess.
And if you're
But I'm a
dishonest
pastor,
today,
sir. So's my
is
wife.
that still in effect?
Yes, it is.
No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I
for
got to
this witness
redirect.
from the
I got to
jury?
redirect.
Doesn't look like any. All right, Mr. Wood, it sounds like you may be subject to recall.
Wait, I have to
So
talk.
thank you very much for your testimony here today.
Thank
You're
you.
free to go, sir.
Foghorn Leghorn has something to say. Buddy Ebsen has something to say.
No. Is he under your subpoena? No.
I asked the court.
Your Honor, we're asking that he be released from his subpoena. He's not under defense subpoena.
Huh, so there you
Okay,
go.
you're released from the people's subpoena? If you're not under,
Thank you. Here's a-
You can't serve him.
yeah,
You can't serve him.
the attorney can't, okay. You're free to go. Have a good rest of your day.
I'm serving you a subpoena.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to
intervene.
regarding this attempted
Right.
service, which is improper.
I'm over 18, Your Honor.
You're-
I can serve.
Mr. Wood. The judge said you
I'm
could
aware
go, Mr.
you're over 18.
Here, I'm handing this to you, sir.
All right. You can argue whether.
Fucker. Yeah, easy.
Easy,
I know.
everyone,
I know. I
please.
know. I know. I know. I know. I love Buddy Ebsen.
So, do we have
Great
another
dancer.
witness? Mr.
Yes,
Shapiro.
we are. We're
Okay.
ready to call Stephanie Wentholz.
All right, thank you.
Wait,
And we'll
I
go
mean-
about 15 to 25
Yeah,
minutes
come
or
on
so,
now.
and then we'll break for the day. So, natural breaking point around that time, please.
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Come on, the
We will-
margaritas
we
aren't gonna
understand
drink
that, and
themselves.
we will just try to do the early part of her testimony, and we'll complete with one playing of a audio, and we'll stop.
Okay, thank you.
Look at that guy. He's like, I'm going to run after him and go to the men's room. Hold on. Hold on. I think I can catch him in the parking lot. I got these long legs. They can carry me like the wind. Run, Karen. Run. Karen, go catch him. You bat your eyes at him. Make him take the document. Please. Karen. Karen from the office.
If I can have counsel approach while we're waiting for Ms. Wentholz, please.
Man.
Probably should turn this.
Yeah, you should probably turn that off because I'm going to be making fun of every single thing you say. Wait, you're not a counsel? Listen, Ad Asner, get away from there. Look at this. Tina Peters everywhere. Wait, look at it. Hey, look, Granny finally got a hold of her bladder. Tina Peters, number 7, down in the bottom of your screen. Oh, no. Oh. Fuck. I spoke too soon. I spoketh too soon. Damn. Damn, girl. I thought she was going to hang in there. Is this Nancy Drew here in the blue shirt? Is she going to crack the case? She's probably like this amazingly respected reporter in Colorado, and I'm making fun of her, and I don't mean to, so I'm sorry, ma'am. You're probably not a Tina Peters. You're probably a legitimate journalist interviewing people about what they think about Tina Peters' hair, about the fact that they all in some way resemble Tina Peters. Oh, so we're back, huh? What's everybody got notebooks for? What do you guys work for? What do you work for? What are you wearing? Who are you wearing? Are you wearing... I love Kohl's. I love a good Kohl's sale. No, that's not true. I don't buy my Kohl's. But I mean, some people do.
I'm
and
sorry.
I understand that. Oh, no. We don't want to talk yet. Yeah. Well, who's this guy? Well, who are you? Who's the guy? Who's the Chuck Schumer lookalike at the end there? Tina, go sit down. Go sit. Oh, God. What are you passing her a file? Wait, bailiff, you're gonna have to check Tina Peters and why she and that woman are hugging so long. I think she slipped a file into her Sansa belt. Tina just bought a new purse with all the legal defense because she thought Mike Lindell was going to cover the whole thing, so she had gone out there and bought herself a new Louis Vuitton. You know, like not a knockoff, like the real deal. Like she stood in line at the mall, at the Louis Vuitton store, and she said, I want that one. I want that one. And then they wrapped it up in a box, and she just thought she was the fanciest girl in the street. And now look at her. Mike Lindell isn't there to buy you a Louis Vuitton. This is Colorado. State of Colorado. I don't know which... this is a news station, so unfortunately it's not gonna... let me see. No, it's not. It's not gonna tell us. Is that anybody good? But I can find out, like, what circuit it is and shit. But I think it's well, I don't know. Colorado, But federal, is there, I don't really understand. I'm like trying to make something up, and that sounds like a really bad idea. So, oh my God. Okay, Karen, come on. All right, Karen. Okay, come on, kitty, get over here. Get the F. Well, I do declare. Okay. All right. So Tina Peters trial, Colorado. On the Rocky Mountain high in the Colorado. Shit. On a mountain high in the Colorado. Okay, wait. Blah 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 blah.
Okay, thank you.
Blah 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 blah.
Oh, are those the admitted ones?
Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Fuck.
Yes, let's go ahead and sort that out later.
Which court?
Okay. No, that's okay, thank you.
Heads
We'll
to trial.
circulate this.
Grand Junction courtroom.
People's next witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution will now call Stephanie Wenholtz.
All right, Ms. Wenholtz.
If I can approach and retrieve Miss Drake's statue.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's a circuit court, isn't that federal court? Although it was brought by Jenna Griswold. So maybe it's state. God damn, I know there's a better way to find this information.
Ms. Wenholtz, if you can come on up here, watch your step, there's a white strip of tape on the floor, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of law that the statements and testimony you'll give to the court today be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please take a seat over here in the black chair. And once you're seated, if you could state your first and, state your full name and spell both your first and last name.
Okay.
Where's Grand Junction? It must be state, right? It has to be. Jenna Griswold must have brought the
My
case.
name is Stephanie Wenholtz. The first name is spelled Stephanie. The last is Wenholz as in zebra.
Go ahead, Mr. Shapiro.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Wenholtz, good afternoon. Thank you for your patience on a Friday. What do you do for a living?
I am an elections administrator.
For which office, county, or jurisdiction do you work as an elections administrator?
I work for Mesa County. I am the elections manager for Mesa County.
And
US
in Mesa
District
County,
Court.
is there
Well,
just
the U.S. District Court
one
is there.
election manager or two?
Currently, right now, there's one, but there was two.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. And what is your primary day-to-day job and duty like?
I help people register to vote. I help people understand the process of elections. I help with getting our election judges and set up vote service and polling centers. Basically, what I do is make sure that the people of Mesa County can have a successful voting experience and that the elections are secure and safe.
All told, how many years of service do you have as a professional elections administrator?
Approximately 10 years.
And of those 10 years, how many have been here in Mesa County serving Western Colorado?
I have been here in Mesa County for 4 years.
Where did you work before coming to Mesa County?
Prior to Mesa County, I worked at Arapahoe County, and I also worked at Gilpin County. So I have experience with a small county and a large county.
All right. And again, refresh our memory as to approximately when you started here in Mesa, the year.
I started in 2020.
All right. I'm going to take you forward to April 23rd of 2021. So about 16 months into your tenure here in Mesa County.
No one just comes out and says it.
With my math?
Fuck if
Yes,
I
you are.
know.
Okay.
Exactly.
I have to ask because I'm a lawyer and I'm not
Exactly.
very good with math. So
Let's see.
I'm going to talk about that day. Is April 23rd, 2021 a memorable day in your professional life?
Yes, yes, it is.
Why is that date so memorable to you?
That is the day that we were told to go to a symposium that Dr. Frank was holding. It's also the day that Dr. Frank came into our
District-
office and was
district
speaking
court.
with the administration team of the elections office.
Did you have a prior knowledge or awareness of who this Dr. Frank was?
I actually did, yes.
Okay, and when you say doctor, what type of doctor are we talking about? A physician, a dentist? What are we talking about?
From my understanding, it might be a mathematician.
No. He
And-
just has an education doctorate.
Were you being
He's a math
directed
teacher at a
to
high
go
school.
to some presentation involving a mathematician by the name of Dr. Frank?
Yes.
Okay. And when was this presentation
He's a
supposedly
creep.
set to occur that day?
It was in the evening, approximately 6 p.m.
I guess
do
that's the
believe,
district court?
at
I don't know
the
what
time.
that means.
And
That must
where
be a state.
was
I don't
that
know. I'm
presentation
terrible. Sorry
going
about
to
that.
happen
I should
at?
know.
It was at the DoubleTree Hotel right off of Horizon.
State.
Prior
you.
to that
Thank you,
6 p.m. presentation, did any other memorable event occur involving Dr. Frank and others that
I
you
love
were
her
present
pin.
for?
That's pretty.
Yes, there was actually
don't
a
wear
meeting
pins enough.
with Dr. Frank in our office. It was actually in Tina's office.
All right. How did you know there was a meeting that was occurring in the clerk and
Not teaching
recorder's
things.
office on the afternoon of the 23rd of May, excuse me, 23rd of April, 2021?
So we were told that he was coming into the office and that
What?
we would be coming into this meeting one by one when it was necessary for us to come into the meeting. And I was at the end.
Were you familiar
One
with
by
any
one?
of the
Why would they
participants?
do
When
it
you
one by
finally
one?
went to this meeting, were you familiar with any of the players, the people who were in the meeting?
Yes,
Yeah, were you
there was
familiar with any of the
Belinda, who's the
players?
chief deputy, Tina, Sandy Brown, myself obviously was in there, Brandy Vance was in there, Sharona Bishop was also in there. And then I had never met Dr. Frank and then some other gentleman that
Okay.
I was not familiar with.
The person you identified as Tina only by first name, what is Tina's last name?
Tina Peters.
And that person
Is she in the
was
room?
what in relation to you in a professional capacity?
She was the clerk and recorder for
And
Mesa
is-
County.
Sorry. Tina Peters, who was your clerk and recorder at the time, do you see that person in court today?
Yes, I do.
Can you please identify that person in terms of where that person is and what article of clothing you see that person wearing?
Yes, she is to my right. She is wearing a navy blue blazer with a red top.
Thank you. Your Honor, let the record reflect that Ms. Wenholz
Thank
has
God, that was a
identified
tough
the
one.
defendant subject to
That
cross-examination.
makes me nervous. Every
The
time
record
they're
will
asked to like
When you were
identify
summoned to
her, I
this
get
meeting,
nervous.
did you have any idea what the topic of the meeting was going to be about?
We knew about Dr. Frank. We kind of had a little bit of an idea because he had put information out about other counties. One particular county, I had a good friend there, and they were saying that the voter rolls had these phantom voters, and he was going to come in, and that was what his speech was in regards to, is phantom voters.
So just to clarify, did you or did you not actually physically attend the meeting in the clerk's office with the people you just identified?
I did actually attend the meeting. I was in the last 10 minutes.
Okay. And that particular meeting
wait,
was
did
a
she get the last
recording
10 minutes
made
and
of
the other
that
girl,
meeting.
the other woman got the first 10 minutes?
Yes, there was.
Who made the recording?
I did.
Ooh.
I'm going to show defense counsel
did.
two compact disc CDRs.
I made the
22
recording.
and 22A, People's Exhibits.
That's right.
May I approach?
Yes.
It's
Ms. Wenholz, are you familiar with People's Exhibit 22?
Yes, I am.
What does it appear to be?
It is a recording of the recording I created.
How do you know that compact
If
disc
this
contains the
other guy is mean to
recording,
her, I'm
a
gonna be
copy of
real
the
mad.
original that you yourself made?
It is actually initialed by myself, and I've also dated it,
And the initials
'Cause I'm
indicate
thorough.
what?
that it is authentic. I agree that this recording is authentic.
Okay, so you yourself have heard the recording on 22.
Yes, I have.
What does 22A appear to be?
22A appears to be the same recording, it's just enhanced.
And how do you know
What
22A
does enhanced
contains
mean?
the same recording, but it being enhanced?
I have listened to both recordings.
Okay, and did you initial and date 22A?
Yes, I have.
Okay, now in terms of 22A being enhanced, is the information, the
What does
content,
that mean?
the words the same on 22A as they are in 22?
Yes, they are.
Here at this time, the people would like to offer into evidence People's Exhibits 22 and 22A based on the foundation that's been laid.
No objection.
They are so admitted.
Your Honor, at this time, we request permission to publish 22A. It is approximately 12 minutes in length, and I think that would conclude our portion of the direct for today and this week.
Okay, that should work out well. Let me get it set up then on my end.
Here
Thank
we
you,
go.
Your Honor.
How
With permission, can I
exciting,
sit down during
AV.
this?
Yes.
Thank you.
Here we go.
It
You get to
should
sit down. Everybody have
just,
popcorn?
Play, so whenever you're ready.
Does she need to stay up there?
Oh,
Just gotta turn the lights off. Okay, here we go.
All right, guys.
You are the ex.
Oh, God, no. I am not.
Tina's like, you bitch.
Stephanie, want to grab a chair?
I can do that. Chair.
Oh, I think we're going to be in this office right here.
Thank you.
And you guys know that we're not attacking you. That's really
That's
important.
Doug Frank, right there. I recognize that fucking voice anywhere.
To be conscientious, just to
Yes.
encourage them to call the clerk and recorder,
Right.
check your registration, or check your ballot credits.
And no, I've told the staff and they know that, you know, we want you to bring us this stuff. Because, you know, if it's true, we wanna follow through on that. If it's something that just people don't understand, we wanna clarify that too. So-
I think it's a feather in your cap if you can say, we discovered this corruption in our county and we've cleaned it up.
Do you
And
know I was
then-
gonna do an audit? Do you know
Fuck you,
I was
Doug
working
Frank.
with Chuck to do an audit?
Yeah.
And I
yes.
was like this close.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't the Dominion, it was this, and I thought, well, let's hold off, let's find out what.
Yeah. Well,
but
it is.
I'd already.
It's related. All the systems are connected.
Okay.
That's the point. You need access. So the way everything works is you inflate the registration rolls at the beginning, which gives you a big credit line. Now you
He's
don't
lying.
merely inflate.
He's lying.
You just don't have to remove
He's
too,
lying.
and that will automatically.
He's absolutely
Most
lying.
people, you might be an exception because you're.
This is
stickler.
bullshit. He did this
But
all across the
there-
country.
Can you tell them I'm like, no, this is the law? Okay, yes.
Well, almost every person or clerk or board of elections people, I've been talking to them all across the country. I show them a
Yes.
graph of the county and I show them who's registered.
Right.
All of them, without exception so far, their jaw drops because you never look at the data that way. You're not
Really?
used to seeing the graph of how many, what is the population of your county? And then how many people are registered. And it's
Right.
like, everybody's registered?
No, that's not what
What?
it shows. That's
You're-
not what his data
because you never
shows.
look at it that way.
That's
You
not
don't
what
look
his
at the data
data
that way.
shows. He's
And so when I
lying.
show it to them, they go, "What?
He's
That can't be
lying.
right," but it is. And
You can
then
see his
that's
data.
the first
It's on
warning
Telegram.
sign that you've
It's
got
on
too
Rumble.
many people on
He
your
has a fucking
registration.
Rumble
rolls.
channel.
Then the question is, those ballots, maybe pretend, just for the sake of rhetorically, pretend these are what the real ballots were and these were the phantom ballots, okay? And then, so what I've been doing is I've been helping people find these phantom ballots. And the way you find them is pounding on doors. It's the only way I've found that really. I mean, I have software I've written that helps you narrow the lists, but you gotta pound on the doors.
Okay, so Stephanie's just coming in.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, it's wonderful to meet you. I'm trying
Hello,
to.
Stephanie.
Hello, it's nice
How
to
are
meet
ya?
you.
And
I'm trying to go. Yes,
We only had 10 minutes left, so I really threw a lot.
I was like, okay, I'm trying to get there.
so do you want to just kind of bring her to speak a little bit about what we've.
What do you do?
I am the elections manager for the front office, so registration is my key thing.
Okay, so if you guys, I mean, I would be glad to help you. I've been going around the country helping lots of people, and Mike Liddell pays me to do that. Okay, so you don't have to pay me, right?
There you go.
If you gave me your database to show the voting history on every person, because I know you have it.
Yep.
And I mean, and if you gave me the database that shows, when they were registered, and you don't have to tell me their birth date. Okay, fine. Just if you gave me that, I can run my algorithms on that, and I can tell you where to start looking.
Can you do that?
How? Why?
Do what?
It's just not put in PII, just,
Remove the PII.
remove the PII.
There's a
Personal
report that
information.
has it's public information. We charge people $35 for it. Somebody can come in and request it. It's voter history, so it'll list the last 5 elections that the folks have voted in, and it is public information. So it will not include our confidential voters, but it does. It has the date of the elections. It shows the date. I want to say it says
I pulled that when I was
registration
running for
date.
office.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that data is out there.
Would it
It's
include
supposed to be
birthday?
public.
Would it include birthday?
I believe it has year of birth.
Oh, year of birth, that's
but
good.
That's close enough.
That's
Yeah.
close enough.
I don't need their birthday.
I wonder if that's Kurt Olson.
And then if I had that complete listing, and I know you have some Jane Does that they're molested or
If I gave you
officers or judges.
$35 right now, how long would it take
And
to
as
get
long
a
as that's a
copy?
small percentage, I don't really care about it.
On a
The
member's
confidential voters.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what percentage they are?
I don't know here
So I
off
get
the
a
top of my
few
head.
percent.
It's
Yeah.
a
Something else
not.
And I could
Well,
download it, I could download it.
People here,
Yeah, it's a
We don't-
security
I don't
thing,
think
so
we
we
have
won't
a
get somebody's
huge
number.
If it's a
I don't think
if it's
so.
a-
Oh, okay.
Potential voters.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in
We're
that.
not talking thousands.
No, and no, we're not, and not, those are people we want to protect anyway, so I'm not even interested,
Yeah.
right? Let's just give them a pass.
Yeah.
But if we had the rest of the database, we could look at that and I could help you find some of your fan
Well,
voters,
before we
right?
leave here today, I'm giving her $35 and then she's
I was
gonna
just gonna say already, you
she's
attacked
gonna
us, yeah.
upload the
Yeah, and they give you us a
database.
link that we
And then
download, right?
and I'll and
It's
we
actually
get
a
it.
report and it comes out in an Excel spreadsheet.
Right,
Beautiful.
that's what he wants.
It'll have about 104,000 lines in it.
Yes, we'll have quite a few in there for you.
Yeah.
To get back, do you want to walk over to elections and pull that up? Can we do that now?
The only other thing I wondered about was the
It will
tabulator.
take a long time to.
Yeah.
Oh, it will be, okay. so
I
we
just
can
need
do
to
that.
pay you.
She's the Dominion
Yes.
person, so you were gonna ask her about the tabulator.
The tabulator on the Dominion machine. How does that communicate with the state?
It doesn't.
How do
It
we
does,
know
it
that?
itself doesn't. So all of the reports and whatnot that come off of that, I actually load onto a flash drive. So it's a flash drive that's been formatted before it's never touched an internet machine or anything. I go over, I load it onto the flash drive off of the Dominion with the reports, and then I go over and I upload it to their
How often?
ENR site on my other computer, on the county computer.
You said
So-
ENR, you
Yeah.
have election night reporting.
Yeah, the reporting, all of that,
How often
all
do
of
you do
that
that during the day?
information. Let's see, we don't, on election day, we don't upload until 7:00.
So how do we know who's voted in the middle of the day?
We have voter credit that's done through
When
school.
somebody checks in or
So
some, or
it's in-
ballot is processed,
Yeah.
it's marked in the system.
Where we
think
don't
that's
know
Kurt Olson.
who's winning, any of that stuff
Lindell's
prior
lawyer.
to 7:00. That's when it all gets uploaded to the ENR site, and then is published by the state. And then after that, it's every couple of hours, we'll update it.
I don't know which model number you have. Did you see the Michigan case, the Antrim, Michigan case that I
Which was bullshit and
witnessed
debunked.
on with DePerno? Because he was
Yeah,
given
Matt
full
DePerno, the fucking
ability to
corrupt
audit the machines,
bitch.
and he took the cover off, and the cell phone card is right there.
Oh,
Can you,
yeah.
That's not
can
how
you
it
look
works.
inside of
But
ours?
Okay, you're
No,
a math teacher at a high
it's
school.
It's against
in
the law.
Ohio.
It
You
is.
signed a contract.
Okay, all right.
Well, and
So
even
can
if
you
it
come
wasn't,
back
it would void the,
It would have
it
to
would,
start all over
it would
again.
void the,
Trusted
Warranty.
the trusted build.
Oh,
Okay.
You guys have
Alright.
signed a contract with Dominion. I know, I've read them.
Right.
That says that you promise you don't get access to the code,
Dominion
you don't
needs
get
to
access to
ruin this
opening
guy. I
inside.
don't know why they haven't
You're
yet.
basically just trusting them.
We are,
They
we
really
are,
should.
she
On
told me
behalf of
today
the
we're
United
going to
States
work
people
on
and
only having
voters.
that.
The passwords and
Yeah.
stuff. So all of the, when I took over back there, I can only attest to
This is
what's
I love how
happened
careful they are.
since I took over.
Every person I've ever met like this, they're all patriots, they're all really paying attention. And this is why I'm so concerned, because you guys are patriots, you work your butt off to try to make everything so secure, but I'm telling you, they're getting through.
But he has no proof of it. He has zero proof of it.
I can tell you, since I took over.
3 years later.
Because I don't know how things were handled prior to that. But since I took over to the equipment back there, I verified that nothing is connected to any data streams. Zero.
Did you use an electronic meter and frequency analyzer to see if there's anything being transmitted from it?
But I have looked through the settings, and there is no Wi-Fi access as far as I can tell.
Neither did they in Trump County.
Cell phone. They use cell
I
phone,
only
right?
use so much, but as far as I can tell,
Shut up, Doug.
I did look to make sure that there was no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or anything like
So you
that
can have no
accessible on that
Wi-Fi,
equipment.
no Ethernet.
It is not connected to any
But
data
in
stream. It
Antrim,
has
they-
not been since
You open
I took over.
that's what
All
they
of the
discovered in
passwords
Antrim.
were immediately
You
changed
open-
on
they
all
got
of
a
the
subpoena.
equipment.
Open the machine.
The only way you can know is to open the machine and look at the chips.
And that's not something that we can do.
You're not allowed to,
On
that's
May
the plan.
26th
You know, I
or
think it was
27th, when
in Antrim, well, he would know because he's involved in
The
the case.
plan, as far as I know, they're updating the software.
Are they gonna open the machine?
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think so.
So here,
Not as far as I know.
So I was getting ready to ask him to come back.
Sean has all this stuff.
I was talking about, because
Wait, my brain's going a million
I know.
miles, but you're talking about this chip or something that could change. That's what you're talking about, it would change the results? Is that what you're thinking?
I think any machine that changes results is too easy to catch.
So how would it
it would transmit. So
Transmit
it's a
information.
transmitter.
Telling you
Like
how
a
many
cell phone
votes have gone
signal is
through who.
what.
Oh.
Right.
So he's thinking
Right.
that there's a
Hey, you wanna
transmitter or
come in
something
May?
inside.
Here's a person who works with this every day, and they have never thought of that, and that's exactly.
And she's super
and
excited.
she's super
Dr. Frank,
aggressive.
what type of machines were they using in
Wait, I
Antrim
thought it was
County?
ESS
in Antrim?
Park.
In Antrim?
Yes, and Dominion.
Oh, it was
Oh, and
Dominion too?
Oh yeah, they took the cover off, and there's the board right there.
Okay, all right, so,
That's why this is such a
I'm
big
gonna
thing.
step out on a limb. You wanna come May 26th?
They're doing an audit here, they're gonna wipe the machines.
Well, they're
Well,
not
no,
gonna
they're
wipe
doing
the
another
machine.
All right, this would be my offer to you.
Upgrade
You're
the
gonna
machine.
wipe the
Sorry,
machines?
might not have
No,
heard
yeah,
why.
yeah,
Is that what they're gonna do?
And they're probably
Is that
not
what
doing
they're gonna do?
anything that.
I don't think I'm your
This is
guy to
Doug
do
Frank.
that audit,
Everybody.
but I know the team, and they'll do it for you,
All
That's
and they'll
him.
come in with
That's
the
who's
best in the
talking right
country.
now.
Okay, well, listen, so.
And
so-
because we're practiced at this now,
It's okay.
and this is.
Randy might have to leave right
This-
now while we talk about
if you
this.
talk about this, I might have to go out.
All right. Why don't
Okay.
you leave while we talk about this?
Why?
Because she ain't
Oh,
gonna
conflict. A
Yeah.
conflict.
Yeah.
That's
You
all.
guys are
Well,
you guys are
sorry.
very,
Yeah?
thank you. No, thank you for
It's
that.
very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for your help.
Later, Stephanie, you might need to walk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
can handle that too.
I'm sorry.
It was nice meeting you. Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sandy, we might.
Saying was actually making kind of sense, but so I recorded it and put it on my mom.
Your Honor, with permission of the court, just a handful of questions, then we'll stop.
Sure, I said 4:30, so we have a few minutes.
Thank you. Ms. Wenholt, the male voice who was dominating the conversation, who was that?
That was Dr. Frank.
And who was the person that suggested to Brandy that she has to go?
That was Tina Peters.
And did Tina Peters say anything to you regarding you terminating your time in the meeting?
Yes, she also asked me to leave too.
Did you leave?
Yes, I did.
Did Brandy Bance leave?
Yes, she did.
Did everybody else remain?
Yes, they did.
Who asked Dr. Frank if he wanted to come on May 26th?
That was Tina Peters.
You know, I think that's a nice breaking point for today. We'll reconvene on Monday morning at the time set by the court.
All right.
There
That's
you
going to
go.
conclude the week.
All
It's
right.
been a long one for all of you.
Great. Oh my goodness gracious me. Wow, this is great. I'm so glad to hear Doug Frank being dragged all over this place. That's wonderful. He is a very bad man. He is a very, very bad man. All right, I'm going to grab something to eat, and then I'm going to see you in a couple of hours. 3 hours to be exact. 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 hours, I'm hopefully going to see you for some trivia. Probably a real chill because I'm a little exhausted. And I don't think I can fall asleep, but I think I can eat something, and that is actually very energizing. So thank you so much for spending all this time or for checking in and out. However you were able to spend some time with me today. I really appreciate it. And I'm really glad. Thank you again to whoever, I can't remember if it was Paul J. or if Scott brought this to our attention, but I'm really grateful because I did not keep on top of what that was. So anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it. Hope I see you tonight for the lounge because, man, do we need it. Holy mazzoli. Okay, I won't put you through the song this time. I'll just say a loving goodbye. Help me through my house cleaning. That's the best part ever. Best part ever. All right. Thanks, love. See you guys later. Bye.